Papi chula, papi chula, papi chula, we've come a long way. It was such humble beginnings. As we gathered in small groups, we were professionals right from the start. Passionate, organized, and ready to rumble. We dreamed big, and surely enough, our parents supported us at every step of the way. Didn't they? Fired up by all this love, it wasn't long until we caught the scent of competition. To be honest with you, it wasn't always that easy. Joe here, he had to take on 2 side jobs to afford playing professionally. It's gonna get better, Joe. Fist bump. Some of you dared to not even call this a sport. And look where we are today. An endless stream of esports events every year. Bet you didn't see that coming, Mom and Dad. And you know what? We have been with you every single step of the way.
Dream of working with people you watch on screen. Exclusive esports opportunities handpicked just for you. Candidate profile to raise above competition. Let 10GG handle routines. Make a step towards your dream today.
Welcome, ladies and gentlemen, today to the final of the Pinnacle Cup 5. It's taken many weeks and many days indeed, Ted, and we are finally here. We've got our grand final today, what everybody has been battling for. Some have had to work harder than others to get here, but now we are down to just 2 and we have to crown a champion. Looking forward into this game, Ted. FURIA are going to be taking on 00NATION. It's going to be an absolute slugfest of a battle, and I'm so excited to get into it.
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, if we said that 2 weeks ago, it would have been a fully Brazilian derby, right? It would have been Cold Zero taking on Fallen, but it's not the good old times. It's actually a new look 00NATION, a European lineup. The Pinnacle Cup 5 was the first tournament in which that actually new lineup of the organization started playing, and is up to this day the only one that they have played bar open qualifiers. And so far, it's been really impressive for those guys, man. They've been able to best some really impressive teams. We're going to have a quick look through the bracket, how things develop. FURIA obviously taken down, being an invited team directly into the quarterfinals. They had to play only 2 games to get here. Took down Espionage in the first one in the 2-0 fashion, and then they were able to best Monty in the 2-1 fashion, taking their revenge for the I Am Clone play-in, where Monte actually took them down in the same score. On the other side of the bracket, 00NATION starting off from the first stages of the competition, but throughout the playoffs they were able to dispatch Ecstatic, Bad News Eagles, and of course yesterday in a really dramatic game, a 3-mapper. Second map went to distance 28-26. They lost it, but still were able to beat Astralis. It was a wide one, and it has been a really wild ride for Bird from Sky and the boys.
Yeah, 100%, man. Especially considering that, you know, they lost actually their opening 2 games in the Swiss stage. You know, losing to Spirit, then losing to Eternal Fire, and it actually took a forfeit win versus Webster's to kind of get the ball rolling, and they haven't lost since. Beat Sampi, beat 9 Pandas, and then of course, as we've seen there during the playoff bracket, Ecstatic, B&E and Astralis. I mean, some top teams that they managed to take down. That's how the Swiss stage, of course, did shape up. And you could see that 00NATION, they played so many games there, and well, they managed to actually make it, run the gauntlet, and now they're here at the final.
Yeah, I mean, it's really good for them because they're all really well-drilled players when it comes down to tier 2 competition. Well, maybe not all of them, because, you know, there's a couple of guys that step down from tier 1. Obviously, we're talking about people like Searson, like JDC stepping down from Big, stepping down from where Mouse, Odo, Big were a bit more used to that online competition, to be fair to them. But, you know, Nico as well, who was playing on OG previously. This lineup, just in the moment when it got announced, I'm not gonna lie, to me, it looked hyper random. It looked like one of those Fnatic OG moments. It's just 5 players gathering up together. I didn't expect to see this happening, but so far I've liked what I've seen. Bird from Sky, notoriously one of the smartest IGLs in Denmark right now, and one of the biggest brains for the games in the tier 2 scene. For the first time actually surrounding himself with solidified, I'd say, tier 1 players, right? Bar maybe Susp, who hasn't really had the chance to play on the highest level so far, and he's been one of the brightest talents of the Swedish scene for the last couple of years, just changing a lot of teams, never really being able to find his home long term. But Searson stepping down from Big, without a doubt the best German sniper we've maybe ever seen, actually. JDC as well, things didn't work out for him at Mouse, but now he's trying to, quoting him, turn this into his redemption arc in a way. End of quote. And then Nico, who's obviously been a bit of a wild one the last couple of months, to be fair. He played a little bit with OG. Before that, he was on the bench. Obviously, a lot of people remember him from his time on the original OG lineup. Before that, Heroic. Before that, Optic. Before that, Nord, if you want to go back in time. So taking a look at this lineup, a lot of experience, a lot of skill, and interestingly enough, after such a short while, a lot of structure to this team.
And then moving on, of course, to the other side of FURIA, the new look of FURIA. A lot of question marks around this roster, Ted, and, you know, a lot of people weighing in, giving their 2 cents, you know, about how they think that this lineup is going to fare, because FURIA, you know, for quite a while they've been very disappointing for a lot of people, and now, you know, of course, bringing in some new players, some fresh blood, but not that fresh, some very experienced players in terms of, you know, bringing in Cello and bringing in Fallen. Now, you know, the question marks are still there. Will this team work? Is it gonna, you know, click? Is it gonna gel? Is this the team that they can, you know, develop a new play style with, that the other play style, you know, quite clearly wasn't working, so needed something new? They're going to bring these players in to see if it'll make it work, but it's still so early to kind of, you know, make really too much of a comment on it. But these events, these tournaments, they will of course begin to shape our opinion. And well, so far so good in this one. Haven't been beaten, you know, taking down Espionage and beating Monty, decent results, but FURIA against 00NATION, you're going to have to put them as the favorites. And if we're expecting FURIA to get back to, you know, that top level, to be, you know, challenging at majors, you know, to being one of the best teams in the world, then we're going to need to see them absolutely blow 00NATION out of the water here.
Yeah, going into the veto though, this one's going to be quite interesting. The permaban for FURIA Noob is coming in. Now, Vertigo being removed by 00NATION. This is the 4th different map that 00NATION have removed in the playoffs so far. So floating with the veto, playing with the maps a little bit, trying to play the 7 map veto game so far, or the 7 map pool game so far. Nuke coming in from FURIA. We've seen some really good stuff from them on this map. We're going to get into details later on, of course. Ancient coming in for 00NATION, a map on which they've been fairly comfortable so far, a map that they've been letting their opponents pick or letting slip as a decider. Haven't really seen them play it so far in the playoffs, but it's always been a comfortable ground for Bird from Sky when you think about him individually and as a caller. And if we get to a decider, Jack, now this is where it becomes interesting. I feel like an overpass could be really intriguing, considering what we saw yesterday from 00NATION. They were able to pull off a 13-12 CT side on overpass against Astralis, but they were unable, and they were heavily struggling on that offense. So you see them fare a Mirage that's always been kind of like a safe pick for FURIA, even with the old iteration, right? It is one of the maps on which actually safe was really comfortable. A map on which just a couple weeks ago we saw a massive performance from Fallen against Navi. Obviously, the gamers say the game that they lost, but it was still a fairly close one. It was a 2-0 or a 2-1 loss for FURIA back then, and they did play, I'd say, some of their best CS so far with this lineup. So looking pretty intriguing if we get to a third. But taking a look at that initially, what are your first thoughts? Nuke, Ancient, Mirage. Do you think that this even, I guess, even further bolds in the fact that FURIA are the favorites? Or looking at the veto, you're given a little bit more of the benefit of the doubt to 00NATION?
I mean, I think it's going to be a tough game, you know, for 00Nation regardless, but it really depends on how strong their T sides are. I think that if FURIA get going on any map on their CT side, they're going to be a very, very dangerous task and a very tall order to kind of topple. So for me, it kind of comes down to if 00Nation can, you know, get the ball rolling on Nuke, probably going to start CT side, you know, since it is, of course, the pick of FURIA. So if they can start in this opening half very well and very strong, then we'll see what happens. But there still, for me anyway, is that little bit of a question mark of, you know, what's going to happen when they swap over, when they go to the T sides. Usually it relies on a lot of JDC. He's had, you know, a pretty decent tournament, pretty nice performances from him, but you know, they're probably going to need a little bit more today, because this is one of the toughest opposition that they've felt, and it's a fantastic start as Cello rips Saracen's head off his shoulders.
Yeah, chaotic on them early on. 1 bullet, 1 kill. A split towards the Ram. The bomb is going towards Heaven right now. It's in the hands of Art. This is a little bit awkward here for FURIA. And Nico's looking for information. Finds the information. Cello goes down, but he hasn't spotted anyone else. And Cello was the one to get the initial kill. So Nico doesn't really have any official confirmation that there's more players towards Heaven or Hell. Wasn't able to spot anybody else. 1 minute left. They're still wondering, still trying to make a decision. They realize they have an open avenue towards Ram, but that probably means that there's going to be CTs waiting for them down the B bomb side. It doesn't really make them reconsider though, and in the meantime, we've seen Nico actually fall back towards B, and he's got the support of JDC down there.
Very important to see how these fights go, and Nico claims the first JDC once more than just the one, but it's one for now. Nico swings out to claim his second of the round, and it's down to just Yuri, who has to really get on his bike and get the bomb, but they could be swarming him from all angles, and he's heard the steps of Susp now behind 2 Julies in his hands, and well, Julies are going to be taken out. Yuri now goes looking for a little bit more. Knows JDC is somewhere knocking about the place, but Bird from Sky is a complete unknown entity. And with 13 seconds left on the clock, Yuri really has to make up his mind, make up a decision. But once he tries to plant the bomb, JDC, he is going to take him down. It's a great adjustment from 00Nation. After losing all that outside control early on, they take the right precautions, they push, they get control back, they man the sites, and they lock it down.
Yeah, the big factor here was actually Nico going for that re-aggression, right? Taking down Cello, realizing that the T's had all the freedom to go towards Heaven or towards the Ram, so they kind of just gamble it in a way. They just stack up 2 towards A, 2 towards B, and they're hoping that their players are going to be able to respectively hold on to their own bomb sites. This is what happened in the end. Eco coming up for the FURIA boys, just a couple of Deagles in the mix. Well, I say a couple, it's actually 1 in the hands of Yuri. It was a big round from Nico, a triple kill for him, double for JDC. You pointed out that T and CT sides are going to be really important, and momentum in general is going to be a pivotal key, I guess, for this game. I think it's worth mentioning 00Nation is actually the best CT side team in the tournament. And something else that, you know, needs to, I guess, get delved in is the fact that they won 87% of their CT rounds in which they've gotten the opening kill. They are the best team when it comes down to converting 5v4s. So if you're FURIA right now, I guess Art is going to be a massive factor. We talked about, you know, the massive impact that Yuri has on CT sides, but on T sides, he's been a little bit bleaker. So right now you need Art, who's been acting like the hard entry alongside, obviously, Cello. He's getting a lot of support from him. You need him to find success on the openings on the T side. 00Nation have been near perfect when it comes down to converting man advantage situations, and we're going to see how FURIA counteract with that at the first gun round, as it's already starting. 5 AKs, a lot of veto, and early lobby control established by the Ts.
No door control taken, actually. 00Nation are going to volley back, but are getting super aggressive, and there's the entries that we're talking about. Completely blind Bird from Sky, and he didn't stand a chance. However, he's going to be tagged down by the scout, but pushes right through the smoke. No respect whatsoever. Comes back for a little bit more, and the kills are falling in FURIA's favour for now. But up the vent, JDC tried to be a nasty surprise, but the only surprise is Susp. He's left completely on his own, but he somehow claimed 2, and he's got a 1v1 now for the ace. 4 kills already.
No way. Oh, he's
Keserato, he's sticking the bomb here. Gets off it. Now gets up, ready and waiting, but Susp, he finds that kill, absolutely no problem. And Susp, he can't believe it. A sigh of relief, a sip of his drink. He's absolutely outclassed him there.
Is this how you start off a grand final? What an ace from Susp. That was his first 5 kills of the map as well. Take a look at the replay. That is so well done by Art. Flash from Yuri is perfect. Art finds a double opening. Susp, starting from an MP9, gets the first one, upgraded to an AK-47, finds one more, pushes towards HUD, then instantly peeks into the first player, knowing that he can isolate 2 1v1s, and then he didn't really give Keserato a chance. And you know, really rarely you're going to see a player being left in a 1 versus 1 straight up Angel against Keserato and come out on top in such a fashion. What a way to kick things off for Susp.
Susp, a man that, you know, he has been without a team for quite a while.
Yeah, he's changed so many teams in the past couple of years.
Yeah, standing in a lot of the time for different rosters, but always a very good performer when he's been called upon. Now, good opening found here from Cello and Furia. They get down towards B without any, you know, real resistance. I mean, JDC was the only one trying to stop anything at all, and it's a complete save here for 00NATION. Yeah, they can't afford to go for this, and Furia, they might want to try and pick up a few more kills, maybe take a few weapons away as well. Remember, loss bonus isn't going to be pretty, so if you can just take these rifles away and force 00NATION to rebuy, that might be your avenue back into this game for Furia. But even if you do let these 3 players survive, it's still a good place to start, 3-1.
Yeah, it's a perfect response from Furia, right? The fact that, you know, Sus pulls out that insane ace in that 1 versus 2 as well. In the end, it was actually technically a 1 versus 3 even. Doesn't have to distract you from the fact that, you know, you still got 4 kills, right? You still made sure that only 1 CT survives, and those have been some pretty expensive rounds so far for the CT side. So shutting them down early on, making them safe in situations like that, you know they're probably going to go for it. That was a really upfront approach. You were able to successfully drop a player down the vent, and in the moment that you get the first and only kill on the B player, who was all alone in that scenario, the round was pretty much over. Rotations were really well controlled by the T's. 00NATION had to take a lot of chances if they wanted to go for this, and now they'll have the chance to replay it once again. Early utility being thrown away towards the door. Nade from Art doesn't do that much damage. He's going to try and actually walk out. This is a massive risk from Art, and it's another crazy one that actually works out for him. Surely he doesn't go through another one.
Saracen denies it. JDC up the vent to restore a little bit of order on that A-bomb site.
OG Art that we're watching right now.
I am here for it. I am here for it.
He's just walked through 3 smokes in a matter of 4 rounds. Well, 5, technically. But, yeah.
The art
and got in kills.
The art that we learned to love. Saracen. Ooh, shot onto Cello, but the refrag was there. Perfect spacing from Fallen. And the other new boy for Furia. Yuri now watching the flank. Susp is actually gonna collect that kill. And surely not another clutch. A 1 versus 2 on the cards for him now. As he sits ready and waiting. Fallen has upgraded onto an AWP. And he delays a little bit before he heads down towards that B bomb site. Susp could be absolutely anywhere. But now he's heard him drop. Knows that single or double could be the place that he will expose himself. The single door swings open. Fallen doesn't see him just yet. Susp creeps out onto the site. Doesn't spot him out of the corner of his eye. And Fallen with that scoped AWP. It's absolutely no problem for him. Furia to get away with that one. I mean, if Susp clutched up another 1vx situation, I think that would have definitely dampened the spirits of Furia, but it looks like Furia want to get back into this game, and very quickly indeed. Oh, that was a
that was
very
an
nice
impressive
shot.
First shot. Yeah, and if he misses that shot, they probably don't even get a chance to play the round after that. That was a really smart way of thinking from Fallen in the 1 versus 1. This is when you can see the experience, right? In the moment that Fallen doesn't necessarily commit straight away towards B, Susp is starting to think that he'd actually go towards Heaven and try and go A. He's going to try and outsmart him, but Fallen just played that one really simple and really efficiently, right? He just waited. So if Susp is going to go on the fast flank, in the moment that he didn't spot him, just stuck the B plant. He knew that he wasn't coming in from the ramp and nailed the shot with the AWP. It's always going to be quite tough when you're in a 1 versus 1 against a player like Fallen, especially when he's got his weapon of choice and a lot of space, a lot of time to work with. There's the reset that we were talking about. Oh, kill barrel. Not seen yet. Finally, Art will confirm that kill. That's another opening kill for Art, by the way. That's 3 so far in 6 rounds. Quite impressive. He had a big game when it comes down to opening kills in the match that they played against Monty, actually. Against Espionage as well. He was 10-6 in opening fights against Espionage. Put out a 36-20 performance on T sides across the 2 maps, which were Mirage and Vertigo, of course. He's fully embraced himself as an entry at this point. He's embracing it.
And I mean, it's great to see, you know, it is actually refreshing, to be honest, seeing Art, you know, having that kind of freedom to go for these aggressive plays. Yes, okay, that one was just an ego. But, you know, in the gun range, we're seeing him, you know, have absolutely no fear, just pushing through smokes, just not respecting anybody at all. And it's just that Art style that, you know, when FURIA were first kind of, you know, making waves in the international scene, that caught a lot of people by surprise. But 00Nation, they're going to have to catch on to that quickly and try and stop that and negate his effect as much as possible. But tough task yet to do. Nico has managed to negate him in this round. And 00Nation do come away with the man advantage, and they're happy enough with that. Don't want to overstep the mark a little bit here. They will back away, relinquish a lot of the control that they had across the map, try and batten down the hatches on the sites.
Yeah, we did talk about their really good conversion in 5v4s. They were able to get themselves into 5v4 and save up that lead, even though, you know, they did lose one player to K-Serato. Quickly responded and answered back by Burr from Sky, running the single setup actually from Susp. He has some support from Searson's AVP, but he's not really nearby. Burr from Sky has to start moving. That A bomb site is going to become real tough to hold on to for Susp any moment now. They need to go and support him. And he's made the right decision. He's made the perfect call. Pushing towards Hut. You have Burr from Sky pushing towards the ramp once again. And now, sooner or later, he should realize what's going on. But Fallen still manages to catch his teammate off guard. And now they know where Susp is. This is the A bomb site completely vacant for the taken. And the AVP of Fallen, oh, he didn't realize. He didn't realize he spotted Susp. He takes him down. But Yuri and Cello are in really good positions to respond back. And JDC is going to go down. Walking through the smoke, FURIA post the fort on the T side.
Oh, that was so awkward. Definitely not clean for FURIA whatsoever. I don't think they're going to be, you know, too happy about how they had that control. And I mean, maybe if Fallen just didn't catch him, maybe in this blind spot when he was kind of turning away from the angle there.
He could have been looking towards the minimap as well in that first split second.
Nearly a problem, but problem solved at the end of the round, at least for FURIA. Now the problem lies for 00Nation, just pistols. There's a few upgraded ones in there. And although it might look like an easy task, FURIA will not be taking any chances. They're playing this one quite diligently.
Yeah, it's been a really good start on the T side. A lot of opening kills for Art. We pointed out 3 openings so far. Yuri mid-round as well has been able to activate a little bit better. And this is where you need Yuri on the T side, right? I mean, on Nuke, obviously, he's going to be sent on his solo ventures towards outside quite a lot. But you need him to be efficient mid to late round more often. And, you know, he is a really wild beast in that portion of the game. You can see himself and Fallen throwing in some nades towards the outside area. Make sure to bait out some presence. But 00Nation seem to have the right idea. It's a bit of a stack towards the ramp. Do they get baited out because of the Yuto towards outside though? Or is it just JDC jiggling?
Now has the information. Can he confirm at least the first kill? No. And Art now surely is thinking, why is JDC peeking that? Surely there might be a player here. They're going to actually look and spot Searson out. The jump spot with the AK to take him down. Are they expecting the third player to be here on the ramp? Well, they do now. Burr from Sky collects at least 1 for his troubles. But FURIA, once again, have control of another round. This should be 5. And it's just about maybe damage for Nico and Sus, because I don't think they're going to get too many chances at this one.
Yeah, it's quite clean. Important for the team to keep those rounds as swift as possible. That's been, I guess, one of the critics as well, because of, you know, FURIA CS being a little bit sloppy at the start. Obviously, there's always going to be some time needed for such a massive shift to work out, but there was a lot of rounds against the Pistols in which you could see that FURIA were clearly struggling in their previous games, right? In other tournaments as well. We haven't seen that here so far. They've been fairly comfortable against the Pistols, you know, clearing out all their angles, making sure they don't leave a stone unturned. Nico's gonna try and cause some havoc, but Yuri shoots him. 5-3 on the T side. That's a wonderful start, by the way. Even if 00Nation end up winning every single round until the end of this first half, I think FURIA is still happy with 5. And considering the circumstances, they can try and reach out for more. It's been a really good start for both Art and Yuri, as we pointed out. Another Bido coming up for 00Nation, and once again, Searson's got the O. He did go absolutely nuclear yesterday against Astralis. Gotta see some more of that today. Especially if he wants to end up the day lifting a trophy.
Are passing all these smokes towards outside and might think about getting aggressive or getting a little bit curious into main. Now, Bird from Sky has actually vacated it, so heavy towards Ace. Here's him walking into lobby here. This could be a big danger if he overpeaks into Queserado. Could be a massive problem. The gun barrel not spotted. Art is just going to walk out and blindside Bird from Sky completely, though. As FURIA, they go a man to the good, and they will look to continue to go onto this A site. Searson needs to hold strong with that AWP, but Fallen gets the better of him this time around. And FURIA waiting for a reaction now from 00Nation. They're happy enough with this two-man advantage, but they need to make something work. And the man that's working right now is Cello. Gonna try and maybe sell this fake down towards B. Opens the double doors. Flashes out, dropping the smoke as well. Just buying time, seeing if he can spot anything of his own. But the bomb is still above ground. And Nico is the only man here defending.
Yeah, he's all on. Timing's gonna be everything. He might get the kill onto Art though, and he does. And now this becomes a bit interesting. There's only 30 seconds. Surely they realize that he's alone towards the back of the site, but they still need to win the fight. And Nico, oh, nearly. He was able to tag down another, but JDC takes down Yuri. It's down to a 2 versus 2 somehow. The bomb actually needs to go down. And Cello, low on HP, needs to try and protect his teammate up falling. Quick switch between the open, the AK-47. They know that JDC was down the vent. Question stands, where is Sus?
The new blood of FURIA, they need to band together here.
Cello's dead.
Draw the blood of the enemies, but the HE goes a little bit deep. No. Now he's spotted. Bo hits the no scope, and it's down to just JDC. Already collected 2, but absolutely no idea where Fallen is, and no kit in play for him for now. He spotted one on the ground, but he still needs to go very fast indeed. And Fallen, he's just outplayed him here, surely. Out of time, out of chances, but
I think he still goes down.
Without at least another kill.
Oh, okay. He's fine.
And survives, so...
You know what? Bomb radiuses on different maps are really... Yeah. If that was Ancient or Inferno, he was dead.
It is only a small victory to take from that round, because you do allow FURIA to get up to 6 already, and it's now a case for FURIA of how deep can we really go here on this T side. You know, how many more can we kind of rack up? 6 is going to be perfect. We know their CT sides have been spectacular so far in this event, and Searson now needs to put a stop to this T train from tearing through the station. He's yet to peak. However, the molly forces him back, and now he's under a lot of pressure.
Yeah, he is. He's dead. Art is just gonna execute him. They're so methodical. It almost feels like you're watching a different team, right? And this is the shift. Even in the last couple rounds, we saw them getting 1-2-man advantage. They're still playing it really slow. They're still trying to work with the map, work with the time, and it's been working out. Bird from Sky towards the back of blue. Goes for the swing, manages one. Needs to make sure he doesn't go down here. It's really bothersome position. Finally, Yuri's gonna take him down, but that's enough time for JDC to get into position for the refrag. It's a quick 2 for 2, both teams with one player that's really low on HP as well. Fallen, of course, being on the OP respectively is not going to be that big of an issue. goes in a good spot. Kisrato's out of the equation. Gets fed to the alligator, but Nico needs to go huge once again. Actually, might not need to. Both CTs are towards that A bomb site right now. But with 35 seconds, I'm not sure how many more options FURIA have. They seem to realize it, though. Susp is the A player. They've put in 2 and 2, and they've gotten 4. Nico's going to upgrade himself onto a rifle, but FURIA seem to have the right idea. They're going to make their way towards the ramp and potentially into a free B bomb site. Oh, it's a fake? Bombs to heaven. No way this works out.
Oh, well, he's missed the first shot, and there is a player close. That is Nico. Has to tap the bomb. Fallen needs to find this kill, or else the round will fall as well. FURIA outbrain themselves in that maneuver. And the issue there was, instead of just going together, they decided, let's just really try and put our mark on this game. We'll try and outbrain them completely. I mean, it nearly worked, but 00Nation were a little bit hesitant to send 2 players going flying down the vent there towards B. And that's what FURIA were banking on.
Yeah, I mean, they were still sending them, but they just didn't want to give away their positions, right? They didn't want to run knife out full W. So as soon as Fallen spots the first one, he assumes that the other one had already dropped down the vent, right? He assumes that this is the last guy on A. And when he gets that kill, the A bomb site is completely vacant, and there's going to be one really bamboozled CT down the vent towards B trying to retake a bomb site that's not even targeted. But as soon as he fires the first shot, it doesn't really make a difference in that scenario if he hits that, by the way. Even if he does, if he hits it, it's still going to be a 00Nation round, probably. There was a second player. Time was still low. 6-4. 00Nation desperately needing those rounds right now. Art thinking about going for another aggressive play. Smokes for himself. Does he attempt the vent drop here? Probably. Not again.
Sus once again. He's been taken down. In the meantime,
He's
Cello
just
is
tormenting them at this point. Look at him go. He's just running through smokes. Art. He's going in the A bomb side as if it's his own apartment. Like he's entering his home. He has no respect for 00Nation right now. Going through smokes, going for the same peaks, and they're just not able. Look at him go through smokes, man. This is hilarious. Obscene scenes right now at Nuke.
There is a kind of question of, you know, how do you kind of counteract it?
You just have to be aware. I mean, just stare at smokes.
Just stare. Yeah, but you'll have so much time just staring at smokes.
Yeah. Look at him smiling as well. Look at Cello laughing. He's really loving it. Every single time, he's just receiving information from Art. Okay, I've just walked through the smoke and killed this guy. This guy's dead as well.
I mean, if you're... It doesn't matter who you are on this team, you know, you're looking at Art and you're looking at Yuri, and right now it's those 2 boys that are just cleaning up.
Yeah.
Right now, every time they're just walking through. Like, Art is creating so much space for FURIA to work with, and it's not like he's going through these smokes and getting one and done. The majority of the time, he's actually, you know, maybe even going 2 for 1 before he goes down.
Or gets a kill and stays alive with the space, right?
Yeah.
It's not like he just goes, gets a kill, gets immediately refrag, that's it. 4v4, you go, boys. He's doing so much. And even in the previous round, the one prior to the one that we just saw, he was able to find mid-round a massive gap towards the A-bomb site, right? To set up his team for an A-take. He's been able to find so many gaps. So hard to counteract. Same thing was happening yesterday against Strawl. It's a 9-6 side for FURIA. We did see. Might see even more here, honestly. It's been really successful. And now they switch up the approach completely. For the first time, we're going to see them go for a straight-up secret play. With Cello and Art leading the charge, of course.
Searson wants to get below ground here. JDC calling for the rotations, might be needed through the fire. JDC doesn't see him, and Cello actually spots him first. It's a great reaction from Cello, who has actually made a nuisance of himself down towards this B bomb site. When they've gotten him down here, he's held rotations down on the site, not let players rotate away and even come away with a kill or 2 in certain scenarios. And still, FURIA, they're just so patient. They haven't even made up their mind what they're going to do. They're looking for another kill before they make their decision. Allowing Yuri now to come down and get involved as well.
Yeah, it's
35 seconds. Sirison now has been spotted out, but it's a quick double. Dodges the flash. In case Serato, he falls, leaving Fallen alone.
Yeah, they need Yuri to find that kill. They know where the Oprah is, but Yuri needs to create an avenue for the bomb to cross safely. Fallen's probably gonna go down. Bird from Sky is right next to him. Fallen somehow gets the kill though. And now this is interesting. It's another 1 versus 2 attempt for Fallen. Let's see if he's got it in him. 10 seconds. He needs to stick the bomb plant inside of the smoke. Searson's right on the other side. He's actually gonna tap it. Goes for the no-scope, but Searson's quicker on the trigger. No more clutches for Fallen, at least not in this one. It's a massive wake-up call from Searson.
That's a round that you need. If you're 00Nation, you need one of your heavy hitters, one of your big performers to step up, and it's a fantastic double to start things off from Searson. But even just to find that kill onto Yuri later on in the round, to make sure that they keep control of that B bomb site, especially when Bird from Sky falls, because once he goes down, I mean, a lot of players would have panicked in that position. You're completely alone down towards B, and it's up to you to stop both players. And once you stop the first, Searson was just so cool. Calm and collected.
Yeah, you can see the readjustment, right? They stopped holding that smoke from the top of HUD. Bird from Skies just decided, you know what? I'm tired of Sus just getting killed by Yard every single time from him walking through the smoke. I'm gonna go towards man. Making sure Art doesn't catch a weird timing. It's actually some spam that Kiserato will catch in that scenario. Quick switch. Kiserato gets dropped over the Mac 10. It's a bit of a slower one once again from FURIA. Question stands, what happens if Art is not able to find an early opening or an early gap in the defense of 00Nation? How does a 5 versus 5 on 45 seconds look like for FURIA? Because this is the first time we've actually seen a round like that without an opening kill. And it does start to shape up as an A play. But look at the setup from 00Nation. They're playing up close towards the hut. They're completely ready for a play like that.
Nico eventually does spot the hand to Cello. Needs to try and get out of the hut here as well. Do they expect the second player here? Bird from Sky from the back of the site, completely blind, didn't really matter. And now Nico's there for some kind of support. It's a perfect flash for him to peek as well. And FURIA are being torn limb from limb here. As Susp now gets active in towards hut, in towards lobby. In case Serato, he can't get active anymore. He has to stay exactly where he is and hope 00Nation do not run at him. He needs to save this rifle, or else he's going to have no money in the next round. But it's not going to make too much of a difference because FURIA, they cannot afford a buy here whatsoever.
Yeah, at this point they've done everything necessary to be more than competitive and actually be quite jubilant with what's happened so far in the first half though, right? They have 7 rounds on T side. If you get another, it's just a bonus. At this point, you don't really give a damn. But I don't really believe the fact that I just saw FURIA lose around like a typical CAS team, right? Just executing on 30 seconds, trying to walk into a bomb site with no information and just getting mauled down. But I guess the world changes, Jack, and you either change with the world or it will swallow you. And Art finds another opening kill. PC50 spamming through the smoke. It will just enable them to drop down the vent. Well, that doesn't really count for Fallen. He's actually pushed through the main smoke towards outside, and he's been spotted by the AVP. This is another really quick one from FURIA, and the bomb's gonna get planted down the B bomb side. This is so awkward for 00Nation. They've seen Fallen. They need to get the kill, and Searson does. That's gonna start off the retake nicely, but now they need to try and make their way down the B bomb side as quickly as possible.
Serato and Yuri were in a kind of position to see if Searson was going to rotate down secret from there, but it's not going to happen. Nico, however, blindsided, maybe a second kill for Yuri, but it's not going to happen. Cello was the man with the rifle, and he's been taken out of the round. As now, he's trapped and pinched in towards the back of the site. Too long is gone. Serato just a little bit too far away. A nice attempt from FURIA. They did burn a lot of time on that bomb, but in the end, just could not hold on for the victory in that round. And that ties up the game here for 00Nation. And you wonder, if Fallen gets that kill onto Searson, if he's just looking the right way, maybe that's a completely different story.
Oh, for sure. I mean, Searson got another one after that, right? It's it was gonna be a different round, but I feel like FURIA are gonna be happy. They get away with a bomb plan. Their purchase going into this round is a lot better. Once again, early pressure being put towards Squeaky, but Cello's thinking about a quicker play towards ramp. And it's not only Cello, it's a lot of people, but it's only Cello who needed to take down JDC.
Art this time doesn't want to tempt fate too much, however, does receive a HE on top of him. FURIA will get another bomb plant. It's something that 00Nation have not really been able to deny on their CT side. FURIA have been getting bomb sites, and they have been getting them quite often. As now, this time FURIA, they've got a lot of manpower on this site and a lot of rifles as well. 00Nation, everybody coming in from the secret side of things. Single player down. There's a single more to be taken out of the round by Fallen as well. Surely FURIA are going to hold on for 8 here. Searson, AWP in hand, now stands alone. He claims a second, but there's still going to be 3 people appearing on his screen at once. And I don't care how good you are, you will not be able to deal with that. A little bit of a smile from Art as he finishes off that half with a flourish.
Yeah, absolutely. That was a masterclass from FURIA on that T side, right? Great stuff from Art. A lot of rounds, which I guess you could argue that this is not something that's going to work out long-term in every single game. But on the T side of Nuke, if your CT side is solid enough, relying on Art to catch those timings might not be, well, the best thing. But if it gets you up to 4, 5, 6 rounds. In this scenario, it got them up to 8, so we're not even talking about this scenario. But if it gets up to 5, 6 rounds, this is something that you can work with a solid CT side. Now, FURIA moving on to the defensive side of things, they will need their Yuri and, of course, their Fallen and Kisarato to join it. And Kisarato is still on 3 and 8, by the way, and his team is in the lead. Not something that we're used to seeing, but Fallen's going to be the first one tested, and he passes the test with flying colors towards the round.
Serato is going to be the next casualty, as FURIA, they did rotate a lot of players down. Now Searson has spotted out Art, and he just waits for the right timing. Back turned, and Art was never.
Has he lagged out?
Oh, he's lagged out. Yeah.
Yep.
Oh, that's so unfortunate for Searson. It's a big problem. But
I think he's still done enough to secure the round for his team, at least.
Yeah, 00Nation are still in a really good spot, but this actually is a 2v2. Searson won't play any further part in this round, might just stay to safety. Well, he has been spotted. Yuri's wondering what is going on. And he just lines up the headshot. A free kill. Now confirmed for sure. Flash in. Fallen. Needs to get onto this site. Does take a little bit of damage. Does not have a kit. He needs to go quick here. Taps the bomb. Has to hope for the peaks to come out. And JDC is the first man to be spotted. Bird from Sky is going to be the second. He will fall, but it's too little too late. Bomb has ticked on way too long. And JDC knows it. He secured that round. And even though Searson did lag out, he did more than enough there to get 00Nation in a comfortable position as they level this game up once again.
Yeah, you know what, Jack? We shouldn't be upset about the things that we don't have in life. We need to be thankful for the things that we do have. Imagine what happens if actually Searson lags out before getting the kill on Art. In that moment, before he executes him, here, imagine he lags out here. He lagged out just a split second after getting that kill, by the way. Imagine he doesn't get the kill. This is a completely different round. Art can just push in towards lobby. He is already up towards the A bomb side. That would have been a disaster. At least 00Nation secured the round, and of course it was courtesy of Searson. 2 really good shots towards outside, getting the opening kill, and straight after that, executing Art as well. Getting some information. Apparently, some internet issues that Searson is going through. We hope that those are going to be resolved quickly, of course. 00Nation surely not out without a chance to make this nuke look competitive. I mean, we do expect FURIA to be able to close out their map pick from this point on, simply because of, you know, the really good stats that we've seen from them so far on the CT side. Yuri, of course, being the second highest rated player in the tournament when it comes down to CT sides. He's on 1.43 after, or second rated player in general after Donk, and second highest rated player that's played more than one map in the tournament after Donk again. But, you know, at this point, we're not really counting Donk as a human being. He's kind of like a computer. He's, I was going to say he's the benchmark, but he's quite above a benchmark. So, yeah. Yuri's been playing exceptionally well on the defense. 00Nation, of course, have played 2 nukes so far in this tournament. And with this lineup, of course, being this their only tournament, they were able to take down the 9 Pandas in a 16-11 fashion, and then Astralis in a 16-9 fashion. We did talk about their really successful T side yesterday, being able to put on 9 rounds on the board. They'll have to do it again here. At least you did it yesterday. It's not like it's something that you haven't done before. And you did it against the Trolleys, which is another pretty solid team right now. Another team that should be well above your caliber. But hey, you know what they say. It was so sweet the first time, had to do it twice.
Well, we have actually a little bit of time now to burn, and to be honest, I've been, you know, impressed by the way that 00Nation have kind of kept themselves in this game, because 100%, you know, if FURIA continue on their trajectory during that kind of first half, if 00Nation were unable to stop them, this really could have got away from them, and it was looking like it was going to be kind of one of those days. FURIA, in the kind of mid of that first half, they did get a lot of momentum on their side, but it was at least stopped. However, still, although the pistol did fall in the favour of 00Nation, I can't be so sure of how this second half is going to go altogether. But Bird from Sky, one of the, you know, brightest IGLs that we've seen, definitely in the tier 2 scene. He just has, or rather always seems to have, that kind of trick up his sleeve.
Yeah,
He's gonna
it's
have
a
to
really
have a few of them
interesting
here
thing,
today.
by the way. I wanted to touch upon it. It's a little detail, sorry to cut you off there, but Bird from Sky is actually really good friends with Hooksy, interestingly enough. And, you know, the two of them have worked on a lot of things together in the past. Obviously, I'm not sure about right now, but he is a guy that invents a lot of things, so to speak, right? So that just adds up to what you were saying about him being one of the most unique IGLs in that space. Obviously, you have the memes that he's involved with as well, which he absolutely adores. But yeah, he's, in general, a pretty smart player, I think is the way to describe him, the most accurate one.
100%. I do believe this break will have to be extended just a little bit. Oh, well,
oh,
actually,
okay. We actually
we're
got
getting an
saved.
update.
Yeah, we're going to send it to ads right now, by the way, guys. But we just got information that, well, guess what? Searson's back. So we're going to get back to the swing of things, baby. No technical pauses. Well, we are currently in a technical pause still, and you are listening to the Ted and Zerfer podcast. But guess what? We're not going to get into talking about our favorite food and drinks.
Not yet.
Yet. Yeah.
Hopefully no more tech issues for the rest of this final. Of course, that's something that you do hate to see if it is a final, a semi-final, a quarter-final, any game really that's just kind of littered with tech timeouts.
Yeah, we started it from the Big Apple, and then we've realized no one actually likes technical timeouts.
Yeah, I mean, we want to see CS, man. We want to see it played out.
Unless it's an open qualifier and a technical timeout is needed for someone to get their pizza.
Of course, of course. Usually people don't like it, though, when you order food during a game. I don't think that's going to happen during an official.
No, for sure.
I'm
talking about early stages open qualifiers on FACEIT.
Yeah.
That's what I'm talking about, yeah. I mean, throughout the years, we've had some really precarious technical timeouts. I still remember when I was casting the UK team Vexed, like 2 or 3 years ago, I had a technical timeout because someone needed to feed their fish.
Somebody has definitely trolled you there, by the way. There's no way that somebody paused the game to
You know
feed
what?
their fish.
I am aware, but I just like how it sounds. A technical timeout to feed my fish. It's definitely 99% is a troll, but I just like the sound of it. It sounds like a fun story.
There definitely has been some funny ones, but right now, 00Nation, they're going to be hoping that after that tech timeout, there's going to be no funny business with FURIA and the weaponry that they've purchased. I see a Mag 7 in there in the hands of Art. We've got a few upgraded pistols as well. Yuri has managed to put together enough funds to bring out an M4. I don't believe Fallen has spotted anybody on the cross there. he wasn't relaying too much information. Didn't see his mouth move at all. So now they know at least. Cello has been tagged up a little bit. Yuri, however, that's a rifle, and he's been taken down, and Cello follows soon after. So FURIA need to get their runners on, get down towards this B bomb site, and get players into position to defend. Because right now, it's 00Nation in the driving seat.
Yeah, if you're FURIA, you're thinking about a save right now. Unless Fallen goes absolutely nuclear on the scout, and he's gonna land the tag, but nothing more than that. Searson headshots him back. That was such a filthy clear from bo3, by the way. He recognized the setup. As soon as you spotted CZ just going for such a risky jiggle and then hiding, you're aware of the possibility of a second player being down towards the headshot. And it was the rifle, by the way, in the hands of Yuri. bo3 just annihilates him. And if that wasn't enough, Susp is going to find another kill. So Keserato being the only one alive, and there is a good chance that he goes down as well later on. If he doesn't, he's going to hold on to a scout, 2 flashes in the CZ. It's a great start on the T side for 00Nation as well. 5 players surviving, all 5 of them on the rifles, of course, so it would have been quite expensive to lose anyone. But that's the way to start it off. Playing against, well, 2 of the best CT side teams so far in the tournament, but both quite efficient on their nuke T sides when it comes down to it. bo3 is a person for which I guess nuke T side you can talk a lot about. He's one of the few ones that actually throws this variation of the outside smokes. If you notice that most people, when they do those, they do the Navi smokes, they do them a little bit deeper so they can go for the 2 smoke cross, right? He actually uses a third there. He wants to make sure there's no gaps whatsoever. And one of them is not really in the line. One of them is a little bit closer to the T side, so it creates a bit of a gap, I guess, from the other perspective, but not that kind of a gap. Not the bad one that can be used by the CTs. It's just some little tweaks that he adds to his game on the T side that makes it so interesting.
Flash deep towards the lobby. Nico actually did get out of harm's way there. Nothing spotted leave from Cello. And the first kill does fall in favour of 00Nation. Just looking to pick apart these pistols. And if they can, really just avoid that scout of Fallen, who's positioned himself behind the red box on the ramp. Pretty similar story to what we've seen from FURIA's T side. Against these pistols, they are playing extremely slow. They are respecting FURIA because they know how fast these rounds can get out of hand. But it looks like they are not going to dodge that scout whatsoever. They're going to go right into the scope here of Fallen, and it's a great headshot to start proceedings. He needs to try and stay alive here. However, he's going to be mollied and spammed through the box, taken out. And now it's just the pistols in their way from a 10th round. Double figures would be fantastic for 00Nation, because there is a buy round coming up next for FURIA. Need to keep the money high on the T side as well, though, just in case things do go south in that next round.
Yeah, that's a good little saved up by Cello, which I guess is good enough. He can hold on to it. You can try and inflict some bonus damage to the economy of the Ts, but that would be a great start to a T side. When you think about it, the last one was one that they win with 5 alive. Now they lose only Nico unless they lose someone else, which shouldn't be happening. Money's going to be looking phenomenally good for the Ts from now on, even though if you're going to start buying and purchasing from the next round. If you're 00Nation, you've done what you could have so far, right? That's the perfect start to a T side. All 3 rounds at the start, not losing too many players. Everyone finding grasp of their game. You've already shown FURIA 2 different variations of plays with those same outside smokes as well, which is a vital little detail. You know, you can toy with them later on, especially when we get into the latter stages, if it's still as competitive as it is right now. This is when the big brain outmaneuvering starts. The big brain theory. Yeah, that was a tongue twister. Didn't have to be, but managed to make it one. Seriously, on the open the T side, gonna look for an opening kill. Gets mollied back. A lot of early util being used up by the T's to bait out the reaction from the side. And And actually, through the gap in the smoke, Kisarato manages to find Nico. It's a bit of a scrappy spray, but still does the job. Opening kill going in favor of the defense.
Very awkward indeed, but it is okay. They confirmed that first kill. And now try and get a little bit comfortable on this site. 00Nation weighing up their options right now. Do have a decent bit of utility left. They only have one smoke though, so outside probably isn't going to be an option.
Oh, posted. Fallen. Towards the ramp. Still not really tested. This has been a really steady and slow T side from 00Nation so far in this round. Not a lot of further presence. There's the second wave of nades towards A. Flash in Yuri. He actually got tagged by the Ope, I think. Oh, he was holding... I'm not sure if he was holding the pixel gap or he just went for the wall bang. Bird from Sky, though, in the meantime, manages to find Art down the B bomb side, and that's going to create a diversion. Fallen shuts down Searson. The bomb drops, and Fallen, they still need to get past him, but he needs to be afraid of the player coming in from below. Susp and Bird from Sky striking unisons. Keserato and Cello towards the wrong bomb side. I say that. Keserato's actually rotated. Time's running low. He needs this flash to be absolutely perfect. Go for it. Denies the plan. Is there enough time? There should be just enough. Cello want to make sure. No, they're not on it. Keserato's won the round. FURIA still this one away.
Had to stick the bomb there. As soon as you pick it up, you have to try and put it down, but just weren't able to do it. It's a great kill from Fallen there to start things off. And yeah, I mean, he was always going to be on a timer. It's going to be difficult to get that kill. The health player was extremely low when he swung out. So he was always going to go down. And you could see Keserato, of course, you know, he's not really had the best of games here. I think he was, what, 3-10 before starting this round. And just waiting, biding his time, thinking about peeking with the flash, and then just deciding, you know what, time is low. If I drop the bomb here, it really just throws this round up in the air. And 00Nation, they have to react extremely quickly to try and recover that bomb, get it down, and win the round. And unable to do so.
Double up setup.
FURIA do get 9, and the first time in the final we are going to see Art on an AWP. This is going to be very intriguing indeed, and I just wonder, are we going to see this old Art aggression with that AWP? Back from way back when Henny was in the roster. Nuke was one of their better maps for sure. With that kind of aggression working out. It's just completely blind there still, actually. Ready and waiting for Yuri. He just seen him before the flash popped. So the timing just a little bit wrong there. And it does cost FURIA the opening in this round.
This might work out in their favor, though. They saw the flash and the fact that the assist was from Fallen. So if Art goes aggressive towards Trophy right now, he might catch them off guard. This is not a bad play. 00Nation are just gonna slow it down once again and let Bird from Sky cook towards the B extremities. Oh, that's a great boost. Searson shuts down Fallen. This is a phenomenal way to open up the round once again. The 5 versus 3, and now it's just Cello towards the back of the side. Keserato finds one, but the MP9 is all alone. Keserato, his position has been exposed, and unless Art goes nuclear, old school Art with the ope needed, that's gonna be a T-side round. There's one.
No, Searson is there as well.
Has to
Doesn't
be
want to attempt it. Yeah, you just can't afford to go for this. It's just too risky. You'd love to. You'd love to see it. Of course, there is always going to be that thought in the back of your head saying, you know, go for this. We can do this. But it's just not feasible. Not whatsoever.
Then you press tap and look at the money, though. And
yeah.
You realize what's going on.
You definitely have Fallen as well in your ear going, no, Art, no, don't do it.
I think even Art has Art in his ear going, no, Art, no.
Don't do it.
Yeah, I mean, this is a wonderful round from Searson. Searson had that great round. It was crazy in overtime. First round of overtime yesterday. Against Astralis when he just walked into the B-bomb side, run into the B-bomb side with the open, got 4 opening kills, which was absolutely crazy. T side for Searson is immaculate. Yuri, though, with a good opening here, shuts down Nico. Back to the point, by the way. Searson is actually the player that's attempted the most opening kills on the T sides of 00Nation so far in this tournament. And so far, with this lineup being under the organization. If you look at HLTV, you're gonna think he's the entry and he's the oper. Bird from Sky, though, with a good response. Just down Yuri. AK recovered. Kisarato's gonna drop this one over and pick up the rifle from Yuri, I believe. Fallen posted on the angle, and that's actually the bomb being dropped. This is a really hairy round, and let's not forget, that was just a half-buy, but now, from a half-buy, it's actually turned into a round where FURIA have, nope, 2 rifles, and a man advantage once again.
You know where Fallen is. They want to apply the pressure to him, but not before he can find Searson. Susp has to collect the bomb, and has no idea where Art has positioned himself. I believe he silently dropped down onto the site as well, so Susp wouldn't have even had that sound cue, but he is thinking about it. He's thinking of Fallen maybe push, but instead he spots Art and realizing now, while if Fallen isn't here towards door, he's probably wrapped all the way around towards heaven, so I have a time to head down towards B, and he's thought correctly.
Here's the rematch, a 1 versus 1 between Fallen and Susp, and this time Fallen is the one to get outmaneuvered and outsmarted. Now he's realized that bomb's already down. Susp doesn't hear Fallen going down the ladder, so he doesn't have a confirmation on where the oper's coming from, and Fallen needs to be absolutely perfect. Does he clear Susp out, though? If he clears him out, he's probably going to have a chance, but Susp is starting to think about it, starting to realize it now. He's heard him. Fallen dropping down! No scope in the headshot, nails him! Fallen, stop blowing my mind!
The little wink as well. The little wink from Fallen. Yeah, he can't even believe it himself, man. That is incredible. No. Man. Oh, show me that again, please. Please show me that again.
No. He just didn't do that. Look at that.
Ah, as cool as you like, man.
Fallen for everyone at home. This is great. He's back, baby.
Who said Fallen's past it? Because he's just not. He's
Please
just
don't say
not.
That. The Torrent's gonna get onto you.
Let him come. Let him come. Fallen, he wants to continue with, of course, that confidence that that's going to give himself and his team, and he wants to get aggressive here, wants to find this entry. Oh, he's missed it. Missed the opportunity. And he's been tagged down by Nico now. He has to be careful. He's done a lot of damage in return. Sometimes you have to just call it in a fight. You know that it's just too much of a risk going for it. 00Nation. They're relying a lot on Bird from Sky, what space he can create, and they're relying a lot on Searson once again. He's found the opening, but Bird from Sky falls flat down towards B. And now with a minute left, 00Nation, they do have a lot of control. They do have a lot of map to maneuver around. But with Art towards lockers, in towards the heaven, dropping the bomb, that really throws this round into turmoil.
Yeah, this 1 versus 1 that Fallen won in the previous one just shifts the game completely. Everything's different unless Searson actually shuts down Ard. It's back to a 3 versus 3. Fallen, he's looking towards the lobby. Does he clear out JDC? This is a really good angle that JDC's holding right now. Fallen might walk straight into him. That's a game of timing. Kisarato starting to make his way down. Fallen is actually holding the line. JDC is not ready for it. Oh, jiggles the shot. Wasn't intentional. That's going to create a diversion for Cello to strike from the back of the CT vent. And Cello blows 3 people's minds in this one with the M4. FURIA just going absolutely nuclear in the last 2 rounds. And thanks to the individual prowess of the players, once again, leveling things up.
It's just beautiful from Cello. Op couldn't react onto him. An easy first 2 kills. And then the control to get the hat-trick there. No problem. 11-11. Level. Susp is the only one on a rifle, and it's a hero one. Maybe can he get the ball rolling here for 00Nation on this T side in this round. Would be a monstrous one if they can pull it off. Would really damage the economy of FURIA. They've used their smokes to perfection. They have FURIA just a little bit worried here. And Art, he wants to move over towards single. He's going to fake out that noise, thinking that he's gone towards double. Actually, he's down towards single, and Bird from Sky, well, he is just holding. He seems to know.
Yeah, but the T's, I don't think they want to go for a B play right now. I'm not sure if they want to go down secret to Bird from Sky. Probably gonna try and go towards main. Art is already here with Yo. Timing's gonna be really key. Art manages to get the kill onto Bird from Sky, and now that means that B is not an option anymore for the T's. They need to make their way through main into the A bomb side, and Keseratu's waiting on the other side of that smoke.
Yeah, it's not gonna be pretty here for 00Nation.
Oh, they tried to cross?
Yuri, he just gets fed up of waiting, just goes for the peak, spots them on the cross and takes down one. However, they hightail it down towards B. Art needs to just try and stay alive, play his life, but it's 2 ops down towards the B site and they need to connect on the shots, but back turned. Art does go down. Do they realise Fallen is here? No, they don't, and Yuri was in a position to support regardless. So, the 2 ops kept alive for FURIA. However, the buy round might not be alive for 00Nation until this next round. They've nothing.
It's crazy those positions that Fallen and Yuri, or Fallen and Art, are actually putting themselves in with the ops, right?
Yeah.
They're playing with the ops as if they have rifles, and they're still making it work. The last couple rounds have been really, really bothersome for 00Nation. It's not even like they're doing the wrong plays or necessarily calling the wrong rounds. Sometimes it just happens. Sometimes you just get given it, and right now FURIA are giving it to them big time. Back to the pistols we go. For the first time in a while, we're actually going to see a team in a position to win a pretty clean one. Art with the second op towards the ram this time around. No close range shenanigans against the pistols, at least. It's been a great recovery though. Remember how swift the start on the T side was from 00Nation. Still not over for sure, but FURIA able to find themselves in a pretty comfortable spot. Keseratu's still going through smokes, even against the pistols, and he gets punished for it. Good shot from Susp.
Still collects one though, and kind of gives away the plan from 00Nation there completely. So the information plus the kill is more than enough. A little bit of an issue for Yuri here. He might be caught in a timing, and he has been. Walks right back into the Deagle of Sirison, who now is going to try and create a little bit of space down towards B and fake it out. Bomb is still above the ground. So this is just a fake, and Sirison's going to walk all the way around, and Art is none the wiser. No idea he's already passed, and
nice
Sirison, he might want to play for 2 here.
Oh,
he might just get 2. No, Cello. He spots him. The trigger discipline does not work out. And now, 20 seconds, you're left scrambling to try and get a plant here.
Oh, he did the right play as well. That's the right way to approach it, but Fallen's actually alone with an open hand. Timings, everything. Fallen manages to get the kill onto Sus. Bird from Sky is going to get away with a bomb plant here. And he's in for a 1 versus 2. Couldn't pick up the ult. Goes back to pick it up. That's going to give away his position. Burns in the Molotov. Art and Cello on the other side. That would be a spectacular clutch for Bird from Sky. We already saw a crazy 1v1 from one of the IGLs. Let's see what the other one has. Not an oper by nature, but a bird. And he likes flying high. Bird from Sky gets the first one. Does he realize the second's coming from the same spot though? Cello closing out the distance. Bird from Sky, he's realized it. He's seen him. And Bird from Sky fights back with the op. A triple for the IGL. And 00Nation steal away the eco.
Incredible. Incredible from Bird from Sky. And FURIA, they just never look comfortable in that round whatsoever. They leave Fallen completely alone. He does well to find the first. All things considered, he does well to get that player out of heaven, but Bird from Sky was just more than enough to take him down, and he's played it so well behind the site. Isolated the fights nicely. Didn't give FURIA too many chances. Cello, he had to make a decision. He had to run at him in the 1v1, but if the op is going to hit the shot, there's really nothing you can do. 12-12, we continue to just go back and forth, and that's going to be pretty harsh on the CT side economy. You can see, yes, they've still got 2 ops in play, and that's the game plan. That's what they're gambling on right now, to let Fallen and let Art have the impact with the ops. If they don't, it's just going to be down to just Yuri and Cello. Nice rattle. He has got the other rifle in the round, of course, but if you're relying then on your SMG and your pistol, that's when the problems begin to arise. But it's a great opener from Keserato on that M4. Above the site, Sirius didn't stand a chance, and that's the op already out of play.
Yeah, Nico's gonna try and make sure they don't save it up, but they actually snatch it away. Yuri was able to get it. Long hands. Bird from Sky against the op, doesn't spot it. Timing's great for Fallen. This is 2 opening kills already for the side of FURIA. 00Nation just get absolutely denied towards both hut and towards outside. And now they know for sure there's 2 opes. Well, guess what? There's actually a third in the mix. They have a lot of nades, but at this point, can you really isolate every single op angle possible on the map? I'm not sure. Back towards A they go. And this is where one of the opes reside. It's actually R towards main. Big risk smoke. They have to respect it. Need to wait it out. And Keserato hasn't moved, by the way. He's still towards the top of the side. This is such an extremely hard angle to clear out, especially when you have no flashes. You need to be silent on the moment of the execute. And now as the smoke fades, Fallen's going to rotate back. Surely this is impossible to win for the T's.
Both players drop to the back of the site now, and if the flashes are good, that could be a problem for Fallen, but he's locked eyes towards Tetris and finds that kill. Look for the second. Susp was going to take him off the angle. They found 2. They spotted out Art as well, but the bomb falls right into his lap with that kill, and maybe the round as well. Susp,
no time.
Surely not. Another 1v3, and the timer says no. Susp gets out of there. It's an AWP saved at least, but FURIA, they do stand tall. It was a massive risk going into that round, purchasing the double up, leaving 2 players without rifles, but it's paid off.
Yeah, that's the problem, right? You don't really have the manpower to send a player to throw in flashes, Molotovs and stuff. They could molly backside, and they did. And the Molotov actually did wonders for them, but that's about it. And there was 3 CTs towards the back of this side. Great opening kill from Keserato. Great follow-up from Fallen towards outside. 00Nation back to square one. They're the ones with the bothersome buy going into this one. 2 pistols, 2 AKs, 1 OP in the mix. Furious still close enough to closing out their own map pick of Nuclear in the grand final of the Pinnacle Cup 5. It's been quite a long time since they've played online tournaments. Oh, Bird from Sky's caught a gap. It's a massive gap. Cello had no idea. Bird from Sky with a good opening, but look at Keserato. He's inside of the smoke. He's in with a potential for a multi-kill, but gets only 1, and the A-bomb side has fallen. Is this safe? Surely if Art goes down, surely now it is.
Oh, that's gone so wrong. Nico will not get out of there with his life, though. But they know where the opera is. The problem is the money isn't there for 00Nation, and it's too big of a risk to try and take this weaponry out of the hands of the 2 remaining players. But you've got the job done. You've got another round. You've kept it level, and you've kept Furia's money extremely honest in the next round.
Yeah, it's just going back and forth.
Yeah, it's the force by wars where, you know, if we continue to go back and forth over and over again, the CTs are going to come out a whole lot worse, especially if you're getting bomb plants on the side of 00Nation, which they have been. I mean, Yuri, he might be able to drop over a FAMAS, but that's if he wants to. You know, that's if he wants to sacrifice it. Decisions do have to be made here from FURIA, and they are running out of tax, so won't be too surprised if we do see one here. Now, from the CT side, it's not going to be a double up in this round, for sure. Art is going to have to settle for a scout.
Back and forth we go. Back to square one. Art once again with a scope towards the ramp. It's just the scout as you pointed out this time around though, but 00Nation lining up some A utility once again by the looks of it, just holding for the aggression. They realize that the buy is not the greatest. Problem for 00Nation right now. They have no presence towards outside, nor any presence towards the ramp. They need to go with the execute towards the A-bomb side.
Art put under a little bit of pressure towards ramp. Cello is actually going to burn. Oh, big risk from Keserato, but he can't find the kill. And Nico able to get his AK out, get his AK up, and start pumping lead into him, which he does. Confirms that kill. 2 to the good and make that 3. Art didn't stand a chance against Susp, although he does land the tag. It's not going to do all that much for Yuri and Fallen, who are the 2 men that saved in the last round, and they might have to do exactly the same in this one. But I don't think 00Nation are going to be in too much of a hurry to let them get away with these kind of rifles.
Surely not. I mean,
Not in this round.
Yeah, you have no money, but you can risk it. You can send players hunting, and you don't even need to hunt. Yuri's gonna walk straight into your crosshair. Bird from Sky takes him down. It's just Fallen, and it doesn't really matter that you don't have a lot of cash on the T side right now. You send everyone after Fallen. You want to get that AWP out of his hands, and you can see them making their way up secret already. They're gonna try and chase him down. If Fallen goes down here, FURIA are left with nothing. And I repeat, absolutely nothing. Going into a 13-14 deficit on their own map pick in the grand finals. What a round from 00Nation. A massive double kill from Sus. This guy has been spectacular, by the way. I know that when this roster got formed up, maybe Sus was the most, I'd say, questioned name out of the lot. Because, you know, everyone else is an established player already, right? Bird from Sky is one of the best IGLs in Tier 2. You pick up Nico, JDC, and Sirison from Tier 1. Sus was the only one that was kind of, as we said, just flying from team to team throughout the last couple of years. But so far in this tournament, he's been spectacular. There's the replay. Obviously quite unfortunate with the Molotov spreading down the floor, but after that, it was just perfectly played. They were just holding, letting FURIA walk into them. Tactical timeout being called in by Bird from Sky, and obviously the coach of the team, Peter, a Swedish CS legend, ex-coach of Dignitas, NAP before that. Of course, he used to be a player as well. One of the big ones. And we know how key good Swedish coaches could be for a team. I mean, come to think of it, we have Devilwalk as well. Another one that did play in this tournament. Would be an E. There's the replays. Some of the most interesting moments in the past couple of rounds, but 00Nation, after that tactical timeout, are going to be in a really good position to close it out. Look at the buy for FURIA. 1 AWP, 4 pistols. It's an eco at 14-13.
Yeah, this is not looking all that hot for FURIA right now, unless Fallen do something incredible like that. Starts proceedings very well indeed, and actually clears out all of lobby. Knows that they're not there. They're gonna sprint down towards B. One of the pistols will spot the off-rotates down the vent, taking a big risk. Quesarado gets away with a Zeus kill, but 2 players fall in return. And now the USPs, they really need to ring a few bells here, but it's the op taken from Fallen. And now Yuri has to try and save it with the AK in hand, but JDC spots him before he even gets to fire a bullet. It's 15 for 00Nation. They look to steal this map away. In all honesty, it's a great try from FURIA in that round, but just couldn't get it done. The weak buy proving too much to really overcome. And now, this might be their last buy.
Yeah, and they have only 1 AVP, and it's not even Falling handling it. It's actually hard to go for it. I feel like it's because he had the spawn to go for the peek towards single. He's actually going to do that, fires a bullet. Oh, it was actually on timing. Massive nade. JDC one-shots him with the nade. Was that a glass cannon?
If it is, it's been absolutely shattered.
I think it must have been, right? He took damage only from the nade. It was a one-shot kill with an HE from JDC. There was no spam beforehand, right? I don't think there was.
I don't think so either. I think the shrapnel just tore him to shreds.
Yeah, glass cannon, no armor. We get a confirmation. That was a one-shot kill from JDC. That was the best nade in the tournament so far. Round 29 in a grand final. Map pick of your opponents, and JDC blows away hard. 5v4. They gotta close it out here. They gotta close it out now. They're not gonna get a better chance. It's the A utility once again, and back towards the ramp they go.
Another kill found. Fallen now under all kinds of pressure, sprinting back away to cover, and he does get there safely, but
they fall back.
He does leave. Now 00Nation with surely a few avenues open, which continue to just crumble around them. Look at Yuri.
No way.
Peeks out. He might actually get the player off the bomb, but no, Sus gets his gun up, and now it's down to just Fallen, and JDC's holding above the ladder, finds the headshot. 00Nation, they steal that one away right from under the noses of FURIA, as their map pick does fall. And now the question does arise, Ted. Can FURIA bounce back on Ancient, or is this going to be one of the shocks of the tournament?
Yeah, that was such an insane comeback on the T side from 00NATION, and that's the reason we did say that both those teams can't really be written off on this map, right? There's the replay as well. That's such a key kill from JDC. What a way to open up things in the final round of the first half. But the fact that 00NATION lose their CT side in a 7-8 fashion, FURIA, yes, they did lose the pistol and the conversions in the second half, but they were able to find their comfort zone with the double ult. It felt like that was supposed to be enough, but in the end of the day, it just wasn't. 00NATION is just one map away from winning its first tournament as an organization right now in a really, really long time, and it's just 11 days after picking up their new European lineup. Can Bird from Sky and the boys make it work on their map pick convention? We're gonna find out after the break.
When your heart is racing at the speed of light, and you feel like you got nowhere else to go. No, I'll hold you till the sun comes in the morning light. Yeah, I'll keep you safe, I'll never let you go. When your heart is racing at the speed of light. When your heart is racing at the speed of light. Yeah, I'll keep you safe. Yeah, I'll keep you safe, I'll never let you go. When your heart is racing at the speed of light, and you feel like you got nowhere else to go. When your heart is racing at the speed of light. When your heart is racing at the speed of light. When your heart is racing at the speed of light. When your heart is racing at the speed of light.
I'll keep you safe. I'll keep you safe, I'll never let you go. When your heart is racing, and you feel like you got nowhere else to go.
When your heart is racing at the speed of light. When your heart is racing at the speed of light. When your heart is racing at the speed of light. When your heart is racing at the speed of light.
Man on a mission, I'ma get it, you know I be on a what? Yeah. You know I be on a what? Man on a mission, I'ma get it, you know I be on a what? Yeah, it's all hard, ain't no fear here. You ain't giving this to all, you steer clear. Never beat, I've been down and I reappear. You got some money on the line, you better put it here. Rolling in and doing that work. Check priorities, I'm doing that first. Checks big and I'm sure that hurts, but it's checkmate, we ain't selling short, know the work. Ain't nowhere to hide, you ain't gotta see me come and keep me on your mind, cause I be on the work. Yeah. You know I be on the work. Man on a mission, I'ma get it, you know I be on the work. Yeah, man, we coming for them bags that they said I couldn't have, get the team. I got a vision for the things you ain't believe. And here's the motto, hard work, this over everything. It's that comeback. I'm calling plays, hit the pass, then the run back. Yeah, I'm far ahead and gotta run last. But we ain't letting up, we never done that. Ain't nowhere to hide. You ain't gotta see me come and keep me on your mind. Cause I be on the way. Yeah. You know I be on the way. Man on a mission, I'ma get it. You know I be on the way. Yeah. I'm on the way. On the way. Yeah. On the way. I'm on the way. I'm on the way.
Oh, Esport. You and I have come a long way. It was such humble beginnings. As we gathered in small groups, we were professionals right from the start. Passionate, organized, and ready to rumble. We dreamed big, and surely enough, our parents supported us at every step of the way. Didn't they? Fired up by all this love, it wasn't long until we caught the scent of competition. To be honest with you, it wasn't always that easy. Joe here, he had to take on 2 side jobs to afford playing professionally. It's gonna get better, Joe. Fist bump. Some of you dared to not even call this a sport. And look where we are today. An endless stream of esports events every year. Bet you didn't see that coming, Mom and Dad. And you know what? We have been with you every single step of the way.
Dream of working with people you watch on screen. Exclusive esports opportunities handpicked just for you. Candidate profile to raise above competition. Let 10GG handle routines. Make a step towards your dream today.
Welcome back, ladies and gentlemen. We are jumping into map 2, the news to call map of the pistol, but it's a very, very quick one to start things off as we see the 00Nation side swing in towards middle and actually come away with a few kills. Bird from Sky now respecting that smoke and does not want to walk through it. And FURIA are down to just 3, and they're very split across the map here. I have to cover all avenues into any site at all, but Fallen wants to get some information and he's going to walk in. He will find the headshot onto Susp and get away with his life as well. The man advantage in play, and Art has rotated in to offer some support also.
Yeah, Fallen didn't really spot a second player though, so this might actually play into the advantage of the T's. Obviously, 00Nation starting on the T side. The T names are swapped on the scoreboard. That's going to get fixed any moment now for anyone confusing themselves right now. Oh, the timing would have been awful for Fallen. Still manages to get the kill into Bird from Sky. And that is an open avenue for JDC towards the A-bomb side, but Art's already rotated in towards Tempo.
Yeah, JDC's been spotted on the cross. And Fallen's holding firm and finds that headshot.
Clean.
Now is a good opportunity, I suppose, to come away. Fallen getting up, having a little bit of a laugh and a joke. You love to see it. And, you know, a little bit of a sad news, I suppose, is that we won't see Queserato anymore. He is feeling a little bit unwell. Spent last night in the hospital, so we wish him a speedy recovery. Of course, on that first map we had a few questions. We noticed he didn't look like himself, and yeah, that is the reason. So due to him feeling unwell, he will not play out the rest of this final. And they've got Gary, of course, the coach, in their place. He's familiar to this team, of course. He has stood in a few times before. Ted will tell you exactly when his last game was.
I'm actually gonna give enough credit to the force buy here. Maybe after the round we can get into some context. Quick 1-2, well, 1-for-1 actually. Flash in, they're gonna retake lane later on. The flash doesn't work out that nicely though. Cello fully blinded gets the first one. Yuri helps out. It's a good follow-up from Searson, but he needs a little bit more. He's lost control of the bomb and now needs to try and recover that as quickly as possible. Thankfully for him, Yuri's all alone still, but they need to be really quick.
Yuri holding right now, waiting. Searson fades that smoke, and as soon as he walks right into the sight of that M4, he just gets taken out. And JPT surely doesn't have a chance when he peeks in. Art will rip him to shreds with that SMG. So it is going to be 2-0 to FURIA, despite the two appearing beside the 00Nation up the top.
And now we can dig into some history.
Yeah.
Are you ready for a journey back in time, Jack? Okay, so
yes.
the last time Gary actually did play unofficial, he was standing in for ESL Pro League Season 14. FURIA were able to beat NIP in Team 1. They lost to Entropic Gambit and Liquid Gambit, obviously being the Cloud9 of today. With, of course, Inters and Nafany on the lineup. So the last official game that he actually played was against Liquid, and they lost that 1-2. Just for reference, back then, Ancient was a new map in the pool. It had just came out. That was such a long time ago. Obviously, before that in 2019, or up until 2019, Gary was an active part of the lineup. That was around the time when actually Yuri joined the team. Shortly after, both Art and K Serato as well, when Gary moved to the role of the coach. Now he's going to get the chance to be back in action. Fallen, just rocking the Tech 9, by the way, in this round. And it's a pretty nice cleanup, but after we've went into our history lesson, you did point out during the break that Gary actually last time around when he was playing, he actually popped some heads, you know. He didn't play badly in that Pro League season 2 years ago, but you know, it's been a long time. Maybe he's still got it in him. He's a legend, you know what they say. Form is temporarily, but you know, class is permanent. It's forever.
They're gonna let him play on the op. We did, of course, kind of see this as well. You know, when he has stood in, they kind of.
You know it's serious when Art lets someone else dub second op, right?
Yeah, I mean it's not a bad, you know, idea as well. Somebody, you know, that you would consider not as mechanically gifted, especially in an active player or a coach, put them on the op. They only have to hit one bullet. Well, Searson is going to be the first man to hit a bullet in this round. Fallen will play no further part. And the pressure keeps going. Gary on that AWP though walks right in and takes out Bird from Sky. So Art has got his hands on an AWP, but it is of his fallen brothers.
Wow. That was a good one. Liked it. Imagine you're starting, you've just started the map if you're 00Nation and they're already bringing out the double up setup. It's a bit annoying. Still you can make it work though. Back to that B-bomb side they go. Is that a boost happening? No, they were just exchanging some Yuto. Art still on the op. Cello getting the nades. Searson's low on HP, so an HE like that could prove to be quite dangerous for him. It's going to be a B play in the end of the day, but Cello's in a good position and he still has a Molotov to use. With the time running so low, if he deploys the Molotov any moment now, he's probably going to save it up for the moment of the hit. 00Nation don't have a bad setup to close out this one and stop FURIA or... Oh, I got confused. FURIA don't have a bad setup to stop 00Nation from getting onto the bomb site.
Great. Dodge of the flash from Art. Absolutely no problem to find that kill. This could be a bit of an issue. He's in the open. And JDC takes him down without any issues. Susp now goes to look at the backline. Cello though, a great spam through that smoke as he looks for a second. No, Searson is going to try and get his hands on the bomb. Gary taking a big risk going through this smoke, and Susp has his teammate covered. It's down to a 1 versus 2, and Cello knows where both players are. Bomb planter surely on the site. Susp tucked away in behind the box towards Cave. Searson peeks out on a timing, and well, Cello can do nothing about that as 00Nation, they will claim their first round on this T side. A map up after taking Furia's pick a nuke, and we need a response here from Furia. So far we have been getting it, but just not in that round.
Yeah, we do still apologize for the teams being swapped in the scoreboard. We hope that this is going to be fixed by production any moment now, and it will be for sure shortly. But yeah, 00Nation on the T side, Furia on the CT, so it's 3-1 Furia. Swap them. First big round for Searson. Early mid presence by Bird from Sky. His entire team is towards the B-bomb side right now. They need to hold on and be prepared for that aggression. Bird from Sky doesn't see anything towards mid, and that just makes it such a precarious round, right? They need to commit to that B play, even though they know it could be a stack, but they just throw it down there, trying to bait out the reaction, trying to open up space for Bird from Sky to do even more, and JDC collects one on the spam. This is great. Look at Bird from Sky. He's coming in from behind. He can clear out that B-bomb side on his lonesome.
Oh, he's right behind Yuri, but he wants more. He wants 2 here. And well, is Cello going to be able to react? Yuri still dies, and they know where Cello is. They're just going to run at him and try and mow him down. Cello does find one more, but it's Bird from Sky to do all the damage in this round for 00Nation. They've got a second. And well, Fallen has a few seconds now to think about how he's going to hold on to the AWP. I don't think we're going to see 00Nation invest a lot to go after him. And surely they know he is going to be saving a big green. And that's just something that you need to be aware of in this next round, that you don't just go all guns blazing into it.
Yeah, that was really smart, right? I mean, we did say that they had to commit to the B bomb side because of, you know, the lack of information towards A, because of the lack of information on how many players there was towards A, because they knew there was some, but they didn't know exactly how many. Still, creating a really good opening for Bird from Sky with the utility, waiting out for him. He gets only 1 kill, but that was more than enough. Got a second after that, actually, onto Gary. It's a good recovery on the T side for 00Nation. We did point out that going into this game, we felt like it was supposed to be a punishment pick veto, maybe, and then a Mirage decider, but 00Nation started off nicely. The only engine that they've won actually so far with this lineup out of the 3 that they've played was against the 9 Pandas. They lost it to Nasite, a Swedish team, which name I can't really pronounce, but they lost it to Spirit as well. Beat 9 Pandas 16-14 in this tournament, lost it to Spirit 10-16 again in the Pinnacle Cup 5. When it comes down to FURIA, they've played one more Ancient, and they were able to beat both 500 and Greyhound, lost to Navi and Monty. This one doesn't start out nicely. Well, it's still going to be leveled up unless Fallen goes huge. JDC shuts down the max 7, but it's just the Ob that can do the magic right now.
I mean, Yuri's trying to get into a position. Fallen. Great kill onto JDC, who is looking to exit Donut there, but doesn't get that chance. It's taken away. Maybe the round might be taken away as well here, especially if Yuri walks in and finds the player behind default. Susp is just ready and waiting. And actually, both players in towards CT now. Flash goes high over. No kit play. Molly onto the bomb. Fallen hits a nice shot, but that Molly just secures the round in 00Nation's favor. They're going to level up this game. However, 2 rifles are going to be saved on the side of FURIA. Susp is lost a little bit here. No idea where that AWP went. So
it blew it away. It's off the map.
Where'd it go though?
It was off the map.
It's always annoying when that happens. You're waiting for it to like blow in your direction, and then all of a sudden you're looking around going,
Every single time I see something like that, I remember that Shroud pickup with the nade from Mirage from a couple years ago of the AVP. Do you remember it?
Oh yeah, of course.
Yeah, that's the OG.
Oh, hefty nade damage done to Bird from Sky. He does get out here towards middle, and FURIA don't want to fight extremely aggressive for it. So he does get away safely, gets up towards Shelf, and might begin to walk in towards Cave, but Fallen's already there. Finds that kill towards Cheetah, and now goes back to lend a helping hand over towards the B ramp, as 00Nation are going to have to band together in this 4v5 to try and get something done, as FURIA, right now, they've all hands to the pump on B.
Yeah, but I like that. The T's smoked Cave themselves, and now they're going to send a couple players there. And they can recommit with that execute, even though there's so many CTs towards that bomb side. But Cello's going to go aggressive. Everyone's actually making their way towards Cave.
Surely you're not expecting Cello in this position when the hit does come true.
Unless Nico kills him. No way he does.
Cello waiting for the pin to be pulled in that nade, and he does come away with that kill. And now surely the jig is up. Surely they know exactly where the remaining players are going to be coming from. Cello, he's going to be mollied right into JDC, who actually spams him to take him down. Yuri needs to hit a few shots because he's whipping left, right and centre, and actually Ark goes down. Fallen was the man unable to connect on a few kills. Eventually does. Now has to go looking for Sirison. He's able to find him. Fist bumps around as Fallen claims his 11th kill already. And FURIA, they claim their 4th. Nice job Oh, this is looking like it's going to be a very fast round called from the strat book of Bird from Sky, and I'm all for it.
Yeah, it's the smokes. Send a couple of players out towards the B bomb side. Bird from Sky is probably going to try and take as much space as possible on his lonesome towards middle. He's been doing that quite a couple times so far. And it is really quick. Bird from Sky with the late flashes doesn't manage to take middle control fully, but so far he's been able to make FURIA actually respect his presence there. And that might create an opening on that B walkout, but Cello and Fallen once again in position. The Opa Fallen has been strongly prioritizing, heavily leaning towards that B bomb side so far, making the hits so tough. Even if he misses, he's got a lot of teammates to create more space for him to make sure that he doesn't go down. Hasn't really been punished for some of the missed shots so far, and standing on 11-2, he's been looking really, really strong, but they slow it down and they let Bird from Sky take contact towards the A bomb side. They're trying to fake them out. Doesn't work out though. It does work out. It works out perfectly. Fallen's all alone.
Oh, this is a big problem. A massive problem. Cello begins to rotate back, but it's not a rifle. It's only an SMG, so he needs to really get up close on this site. Fallen needs to stop the first if he has a chance here. Sees the arm before the flash pops, does get away safely, but JDC finds another bit of spam. Cello up close, get a double, but not the third. Sirison scopes in on the head and gets this bomb down. Art and Gary now have to go together to try and retake this site. The spam coming on through, and Art will not have JDC's success. Sirison still stands tall, and it's down to just the coach, but he's taken out of the server very, very quickly. Sat down by Sirison, who claims 4 FURIA lives and a 4th for 00Nation.
He's playing with so much confidence right now. It feels like you're watching old school Sirison from the big days, right? He's hitting every single shot, and his teammates are doing such a good job of just creating space for him, right? You could say in this scenario that he's just letting people run in front of him and he's refragging, but that's not easy, right? You know that everyone's dying because they are trying to set you up for a kill, and if you miss, that's a big problem, but he doesn't. And even in the 1 versus 2 towards the back of the site, playing with a lot of confidence, nearly as much confidence for Ardo in this round, just running through the smoke with an MP9 to find the opening kill. It's just a half buy for the CTs though, so they need a little bit more, especially after losing Cello towards the cave. And now they're gonna get cleared out later on.
Oh, Art still collects Bird from Sky at least, and Sirison's been dinked up, so not out of the woods just yet if you're 00Nation. It has been, so far, even if FURIA don't get any more kills, a pretty expensive round, all things considered.
Yeah. And Sirison's low on HP. I know he's got DO, but with the pistols on the other side, this could still be dangerous. Look at Gary. He's pushed all the way towards T mid. And that means that Fallen can actually stay towards the B bomb site. He's going to get cleared out. Fallen still has the flash to work with. And he's going to use that over towards B. Problem is that they're both on default pistols. I mean, well, Gary actually has a 5.7, but Fallen's going to start rotating back to him. And the Ds should just make their way into an empty bomb site. Even when Fallen is here, I'm not really sure if he can do a lot with a P2K.
Playing his life here, which is the clever way to do it.
And of course there's a Mac-10 towards cave. Of course it's not a rifle.
Well, it wouldn't have mattered. Jump peeks over. Gary does find that kill onto Sirison. There's the op down. Hold on a second. Is there a chance? Probably taken away by that util. And Gary now realizing it. Firing off a few bullets in disbelief.
Yeah. I think he can try and find a gun towards mid. I'm not sure where JDC's gun is. He did cross from there a couple seconds ago. Maybe he wasn't looking for it. Now he is, but can't really find it. Wherever they thrown it away. But we're not gonna see. There's the replay though. Some really good shots from Sirison. And it's really nice to see Sirison get fired up on the T side, right? Especially when you have Fallen rolling after the great rounds that he had on the previous map, even though FURIA lost it. He started on 12-4 here on Ancient. Yeah, he doesn't have the O in this round because of the lack of finances, but he was getting fired up early on. And if you have Fallen hitting hard shots and just delivering on high cylinders, you want Sirison on the other side to be hot on his heels as well, because Sirison is used to being the hard carry, right? He was the hard carry of Big for so many months. I dare to say years even. If he pulls out that kind of a performance, this could be massive.
Great start to this round. Cello already down and out. Art needs to get the better of Bird from Sky, and it's perfect spam through the smoke there. just not allowing him to get that space that he's been creating time and time again out towards middle. But Fallen is on an island here, completely alone. The rotations are coming, but they're not here just yet. And well, even if he had some support, I don't think he was going to be standing after that peak. Yuri stands tall with 2 though, but Searson, once he has locked sights on you, you are in so much trouble. And he might have locked sights on yet another round, but it falls onto the shoulders of young John De Castro. Sitting in cave. He is going to be flashed off. Knows surely where both they're coming from. Doesn't have to worry about behind. Just has to focus on the front. No kit. And he does have a molly. If he can get that down, if he can find that kill, maybe there's a chance. But doesn't happen. Not at all. And FURIA, they level this one up again. Art with 3 in that.
Yeah, that was big from Art. The first one, obviously, a little bit fortunate on the spam. That was a massive clearance from Nico, by the way. Great counter strafe, but a big sequence from Yuri. Art denies Searson from getting more than 1 there. Important, by the way, because Searson was getting fired up way too much. Last time around, when he was stuck in that same position with Diop, he was able to re-peek 3 or 4 times towards CT and get 2 kills. This time, you punish him straight away. And that has actually been able to create a bit of a dent in the money of 00Nation. 3 AKs, a glue and a pistol in the hands of Searson, who's going to be the supportive element in this one. It's going to be a straight-up B play.
Oh, it's been spotted here, though. The issue is, Fallen, he can't really fight for this. He has to give it up and just fire with the up from far back here. Cello taking a little bit of damage on the spam, but cannot find a kill in return. Bomb will go down. It's a 5v5 retake, and it's a perfect spam from Cello this time around. Art and Yuri now get in on the action as they look to retake, and they are passing every single test that 00Nation are trying to put up. JDC lines up the Molotov at least, but surely you have to think about saving this Galil, and well, you won't have a chance. Gary spamming the body down. It's better to just make sure he's dead, you know, just in case.
Yeah, he's jumping on top of him to make sure. It's for
just
good
to
measure.
make sure. Stamp him into the ground. Yeah.
Imagine this was Valorant, by the way.
Oh, he'd be gone.
Yep.
Be out of there.
Disgusting.
The BM is strong with Gary. We love to see it. And well,
yeah, you see the smile as well. He's starting to feel it a little bit, right? I mean, FURIA are being really competitive in this one, but again, I want to highlight. I'm sorry, I'm just getting distracted by the laughs from Gary and the smiles. You absolutely love to see it, but the fact that Fallen just gets so much. I don't want to say pressure. Maybe responsibility is the right word to use there, but so much responsibility towards the B bomb side every single time. Most of the time, you'd see the opponent be a little bit more mobile, let's say. Fallen's been single-handedly destroying 00Nation whenever they go towards B, right? He's been really good on those holds. Yes, he slowed down a couple rounds ago, but it's just the decisions, just the way that he approaches it, just the diligence of him in that previous round as well makes it a lot easier. And now the 00Nation boys will have to try and make it work with just the pistols, but if there is one thing we know, that is that Bird from Sky is really good at cooking up stuff with the lesser weaponry.
Let's see what he's going to be serving up here, and well, first peek served up to Cello is gobbled up. Now, the pistols get a little bit closer, and there's the problem. Now, they have overwhelmed them, trying to collect guns on the site, and just forgetting about the players that are going to be watching the spawn site like a hawk. And well, FURIA do not allow 00Nation to swoop in and steal that one away. Yuri racking up the majority of the kills. 4 all in all in that one. They were made sweat just a little bit towards the beginning of that. FURIA for sure. 00Nation are going to go for another tactical timeout. Again, money is going to be an issue for the T's. So, a similar set piece to be brought out maybe. A weapon already purchased. We'll see what they can muster up, how heavy they want to lay into a round like this. But Bird from Sky, he's made a living from calling these type of rounds, from somehow swinging them in his favor.
Yeah, he has. I feel like whenever I look at Bird from Sky play, he's like that that villain Megamind. Can you think of him? Do you know who I'm talking about?
I do. I don't think he's going to be very happy about the comparison.
No, not in terms of looks, but in terms of the ideas and, you know, the flow of talk now.
Yeah.
Well, we did say that Fallen was really stationary towards that B-bomb side. He switched it up here, going for an early peek towards the A-bomb side, and JDC hasn't really been conditioned to be that afraid of those aggressive plays towards A, so he just walks in and gets punished for it. Susp, in the meantime, manages to shut down Yuri towards Cave, and this is big. And now Cello, because of the Molotov, decides to go in and keep an aggressive position. And with Searson's open on the other side, I'm not sure if Cello wants to continue walking forward. And even if he just holds on to the angle, this is going to be really tough to hold on to. But Fallen's repositioned as well. Great mobility from the Oper, even though he's going to get isolated by the smokes.
Cello still in a great position to do damage here, but when you walk into the scope of Searson, that's always the risk you run. Well, Gary is going to have to get running over towards this B site because it's been overwhelmed and overcome by Tees. You have to try and take it back. It's going to be difficult to do. You're smoked out and you've got pretty limited utility. You can't molly behind Pillar to maybe forward spurred from Sky out. You're just going to have to walk in and take some fights. Gary tries to get a little bit closer. Spots out the first and at least finds that kill. Nobody else is going to move a muscle just yet. Susp is going to be taken down and it falls down to just 2. Bird from Sky eventually peeks out and strikes. Looking for the second. Gets it as well. The Mac-10 causing all the problems and causing all the headaches right now for Furia. And eventually, you're just going to have to try and remove yourself from this situation, Fallen, if you can. Which, with that kill, he might as well just but
bomb radius.
Bomb radius, just a little bit too big, and he cannot get out of harm's way.
You know what? This is actually not great for both teams. I mean, yeah, the CTs lose the round, they lose all 5 players. Their money's actually better than the Ts. But what a big play that was from Bird from Sky, by the way. The patience on him to just stay tucked towards the back of Pillar with the Mac-10 for such a long period of time. You saw that for a second there. They were thinking there's no one because he just was inactive for the last 10-15 seconds, right? You expect him to peak or to have peaked already if he was there. Now the Ts get another shot. Bit of a lower buy though. We see one player on a scout, another on a Galil. Well, the Galil is out of the equation now with a great aggressive play towards middle.
This is the first time really though that we've seen 00Nation try and take space out towards A. And well, they've taken a lot of it. They've taken the A player down as well. Big reaction coming out from 00Nation on this T side. Now, they just about have enough smokes to get them down. Get this bomb plant safely. It is always a little bit hairy on this bomb site. You can be spammed from so many angles, but just for the time being, 00Nation do have them covered. Furia are extremely close now though, and they have a lot more utility to maybe just cause a few problems. Smoke goes deep to make sure that nobody comes running out of temple.
No smoke for the bomb.
He is playing a little bit late. They need to find JDC. Yuri swung out onto the angle but couldn't find the kill. Searson's got the retreat as both players try and peek into him, and it's the scout to beat the op and the rifle as well. He'll upgrade himself after that one. He'll say a thank you very much with a 7th round in his back pocket.
He was so late on that flank as well. You could see how they were looking for him, right? They were ready for it because in that scenario it was a really awkward retake for Furia because they had 3 people coming out of Donut, right? You could see that Cello had to be really, I want to say careful towards CT spawn, but then 00Nation were just really late on 2 decisions. The double push towards Temple that caught Cello off guard, and that was the smoke that they needed for the bomb. And then the flank from Searson. So now it's the forced buy, and they're all running through the middle smokes, and they're all getting shut down. That's probably going to be 8 rounds on the board for the Ts, unless Gary and Cello go absolutely massive with the CZ and the 5-7, that is. Has to be the coach to step it up here. There's one. Oh my. 2. No way.
Oh, nearly a 3rd. Luckily, Searson is just about standing. Does make this job a whole lot easier for Cello though.
He's made it doable.
Oh, he finds that kill, but not able to find JDC. If it was the insta headshot onto JDC and Searson was low, there was definitely a chance. But it's 00Nation with a slender advantage going over onto this CT side for them. Now only 8 rounds away from taking this series 2-0 and being crowned champions of the Pinnacle Cup 5.
Yeah, they're really close. The start was a little bit troublesome. Great form by Fallen in the first couple rounds, and it's really awkward to say because he's still sitting at 15-8, right? He's still top of the server alongside Sirison, but he's actually slowed down a little bit in the last couple rounds. He's been really nicely isolated by a lot of the utility on the T side, but now he gets to be on the offensive side of things in FURIA, looking for a miraculous T side, and they have to start it off with a successful pistol round.
A little bit messy with the Glock, but that's where you get 20 bullets to use them. As Art claims at least the first kill. Oh, the bomb goes back for a fight with JDC. Wants to take it, but definitely not on this 5 HP. Cello is an absolute madman. He continues to peek into him, and JDC keeps finding the heads of these T's who just continuously take fights with him, and he just cannot go down. Gary can't connect on the bullet that was needed, and Art, low HP, should be no problem. Look at the nasty crossfire that 00Nation now have set up. Doesn't matter that Art is upgraded onto 2 pistols, as he's completely alone on 16 HP. I'm lost for words at that pistol, to be honest, so far.
JDC is living the dream, by the way. He was able to get a triple kill, reload, every single time you're stuck in that situation on a pistol round, you just turn around, you start reloading, you get insta headshot. He didn't. He was alive. He's still fairly high on HP as well. He's on 66 HP. Sirison's probably going to steal that ace away from him, and he does. A couple wayward shots, but in the end of the day, it goes in favor of 00Nation, courtesy of JDC's massive quad. And you can see that FURIA are not really laughing about it all that much anymore. No bomb plant means no party. You're probably going to go for the full eco here. Even if you want to be aggressive, it's just going to be one cheeky flash purchased for them. And they've actually... Okay, it's just art.
Yeah, of course. Of course it's just art.
Yeah, of course it's it.
I don't think that pistol is going to be in any highlight reels anytime soon. Even for JDC. That was extremely messy.
It's a mental highlight.
Let's see this one here. Completely blinded by the flashbang, but not before he collects the first. Backs away to safety towards the donut. And, well, nearly the bomb planted. They won't get away with it. That was the plan, of course, for FURIA there. A nice attempt, but it fell at the first hurdle. 00Nation now continue to move closer to a victory here to claim that trophy. And well, we do have a little bit of a tech pause.
Okay, a microphone issue for Fallen, apparently. By the way, during the pause, I double-checked what I said in the end of the of map number 1 about 00Nation never winning a trophy, actually, as an organization. And, you know, if you look at international competition, this is factual. They've won only South American tournaments as an org, which is crazy to think when you think about it. They've won the ESL Brazil Premier League Season 13, and there was one more as well that they were able to get. I think it was the Blast Premier qualifier, and that was really recent. Like, that was the final tournament that they played with this lineup, and it's still a qualifier. It's not a tournament, but they've won the ESL Brazil Premier League or Premier League, and that's it. Nothing else in the history of the organization. And now not only they're about to win their first tournament out of Brazil, they're going to win their first international tournament if they close this out, beating a Brazilian team, which, you know, in a way is quite poetic for the organization, right? Because it's a Norwegian org. It's not Brazilian, but Brazil has been a big part of this organization for the last couple of years. And it's going to be really poetic that they beat FURIA. And, well, if they close out their game, they could be beating FURIA to get their first tournament with their new lineup. In the first tournament that the new lineup actually plays, representing the org.
Unbeaten as well so far since they joined the org. If they win this will be 6 games in a row to claim their title. Battling back from 0-2 down. Swiss stage of this event. Well, FURIA are going to try and rain on the 00Nation parade right now. In, trying to get the better of Art, and he has done so. Just peeking over the top of the box. Now wants to play his life here. Gary trying to get that refrag, and he's able to do it just about. Cost him half health though. as he's calling for the rotation of his teammates to get on over here, but does not want to go all guns blazing with the AC alone. Wants the backup to arrive, and what backup is here? It's Fallen. The step forward now, looking for the double, and he's got it. The A bomb site has been compromised completely in furious fashion.
Yeah, he's back, baby. Not only on the L, but on the AK as well. Fallen going absolutely massive in this round. And, you know, you see him getting both those kills. You're thinking, okay, JDC was in the middle of nowhere. He had shots on MP9 for the second one. JDC's off angle is really strong in that scenario. And actually, the spacing wasn't perfect for FURIA. So if Fallen goes down, there is a good chance that JDC maybe mows down more than one. And you look at the HP on Gary, on Cello. Those are all players that are one headshot away from going down from the M4. That could have been a really dangerous round, but Fallen saves it up. Big refract from Gary beforehand, though. If he loses that fight to Searson, the round is pretty much over. FURIA finally answer back on the T side, getting up to 8. 4 players surviving as well. Bird from Sky, the only one to hold on to his life. Might actually be able to find himself a rifle here. There's the replay. Of course, that was a bonus round from 00Nation. A lot of MP9s in the mix, even though they had the money to purchase M4s. There's the replay. Great stuff from the IGL on the AK. Well, part-time IGL. It's like a 60-40, maybe, between himself and Art. Can't really know for sure.
I did notice in that first game he was doing a lot of talking, though. When we got to see, you know, from his POV on the cameras, like, he is bouncing around a lot of ideas.
Yeah.
So,
I mean, if you're a player like Art, you create space constantly and you're going for those plays. You gotta be communicating, right? You're given the freedom to go for those plays. You gotta make sure that you coordinate and you kind of try and structure people around your plays, right?
100%. 100%. We're going to see that 100% of 00Nation stacked towards this B bomb site to try and defend, to try and snatch around like this away. And although you said 00Nation, they were on a little bit of a bonus round, they have not invested very heavily in this one at all. Cello walks right into a deagle. Art's dead as well. 1 for 1 is not going to be good enough in this situation, and now the pistols look to pounce. Fallen wants to get aggressive to help out his teammates, and he has done so. They've settled this round completely. Susp. If he was on that a little bit earlier, he maybe would have found that kill. Gets the reload off, and we've seen him come up in the clutch once again. Can he replicate what happened on Nuke? A 1v3 for the ages, which really would lower the morale of FURIA for sure. But his idea has now been switched to hanging on to this AK, making sure that he doesn't have to invest too heavily into this next round.
Yeah, I like the call not to send it into the investment for 00Nation. They were playing the bonus. The loss bonus isn't really there for them. A lot of teams would have went for the investment in their position. But now, going into the next round, Searson is going to have an AVP. You're going to have a full buy. Susp holding onto an AK is absolutely massive. It's going to be a great purchase for 00Nation. And, you know, had they decided to actually go for the investment, even if it was just a half buy, it would have been a bit of a troublesome story, right? Now, because of everyone going for the full save, just a couple of deagles in the mix, it's going to be fine. Even without that AK, the money is great. Searson can bring himself out on AVP. They can even go for double op if they want. I mean, JDC can purchase one for himself towards the A-bomb side, if they really feel like it. It's 9-10 though. FURIA keeping this one as close as possible. There's the op from Searson. JDC decides against the double op in this scenario, but it's M4s and utility for everyone else. Now the real game starts. Time for action. Both teams on guns in the second half. Let's see if FURIA are for real with this comeback.
Mid control taken here from 00Nation. Searson gets up close with that AWP. FURIA not really fighting. Happy enough to play a little bit further back in this round. But eventually, they will have to go for a little bit of control. Of course, they do have the alleyway under lock and key for now, but it's not without the pressure that 00Nation continue to apply.
Yeah. Problem here is JDC is still alone. If FURIA actually push back the CTs and make them think it's a B play, this could be dangerous, but oh, the bomb is rerouting towards B, and they've rotated people back. Searson's gonna arrive at the scene. They still have enough util for a good execution, but there's only one smoke in the mix, and that's gonna create a gap towards B for the op to try and exploit. But the bomb is just now making its way out of middle. With 45 seconds on the clock, this is going to be an extremely difficult round here for FURIA to win. The bomb is still making its way back towards B, but they don't have enough util for the execute. The CTs have more than enough time to get into a comfortable setup here.
They've burned through a little bit too much, and they're going to be light going into the site, and they might get lit up because of it. Yuri through the smoke, he's going to be the first soul collected. Susp regains and holds control of Cave as the swing up onto the site continues. Cello needs to find that kill and does so as the kills continue to fall. Art with the late lurk, and he finds a double, and JDC left wondering what went wrong.
We had
the stack.
Yeah, I mean, they had what? They had 3 people and 1 on a fast rotation from CT spawn that gets timed by Art. Fair enough to Art. He manages to, I think, find a double. Was Art actually the person to get the kill onto Searson? I think he was.
Yeah.
And this is crazy. Now, this is really crazy. Searson gets shot from the back. They had no smoke for him. Even after they get the kill onto the cave player, which was Gary, every single kill after the fact goes in favor of the terrorists. That was not supposed to happen. 00NATION, they can't convert. And now they're in a position where it's not a willing decision to go for the half-bite. You kind of have to. Yeah. That's the difference maker. If Art doesn't get that kill on Searson, who knows what happens? I mean, he might have went down to one of the players going up the round, but he might as well land a couple of shots as well. There was no smoke in front of him, no flash, no Molotov, nothing. And Art makes sure that the Oper can't really join in the round.
Susp not going to have any success with his deagle whatsoever. JDC still does have a rifle, but panicked a little bit because of that flashbang. Oh, this could go wrong. It is only a USP. But seriously,
right below him.
He's walked right through it.
Oh my. No way. Okay.
Oh, that nearly all fell apart there.
Yeah. Imagine, by the way, Fallen's on a no. So if Searson gets the kill onto Yuri, he's got a 1 versus 1 against the pistol. Or an AVP. Which, if it misses, you know what happens, but... That could have been one of the craziest highlights in Searson's career with 00NATION, boys, for sure. It still probably will be an 11th round for FURIA on the T side, though. Good recovery. Not allowing 00NATION to build on that momentum, unless Nico goes huge, but it's just a 1 and done. And it's a lonely bird in the sky. 18 HP, no armor, no friends, just a trustworthy M4.
Hearing the steps on B, realizing that is my cue to go to A and save. FURIA are looking for him. They want him dead. Money is good enough that you can send players willingly to go hunt him. You know that your chances in this grand final do rely, of course, on you picking up this map. You need to win it. Makes it a whole lot easier if Bird from Sky does not have a rifle to drop over or even wield in the next round for himself. But it looks like for now, he's safe for the moment, and he is going to be safe. He'll hang on to it.
Yeah, he's good. Hasn't been having the best map of his career so far, though. 7 and 14 for Bird from Sky. Obviously, he doesn't really need to do that much when his teammates are delivering on high cylinders, and so far, Searson, Susp, and JDC have been playing exceptionally well, but hasn't been enough to get them in the driver's seat, or at least keep them in the driver's seat for a longer period of time. Bird from Sky, one of the more interesting players in the Tier 2 space, right? Especially when it comes down to IGLs. A player that started his professional career at 24. You don't really see that happen too often, but he's been successful so far. He's been going up and up. Art gonna try and go up and up towards middle early on. Bird from Sky on the other side of this smoke. Art might catch a bit of a timing, and he actually does. That's a big opener. It creates a massive diversion for the A play as well, when Searson needs to hold on with the O.
Hasn't seen anyone just yet. The boost up towards the tree. well, Flash doesn't blind Searson at all, and look at the CTs, they've got clear lines of sights through. 3 players are down. Furia's play has just completely fallen apart on the entrance. Yuri and Gary need to try and recover this bomb, but look at the amount of bodies that are going to be here now for 00Nation. Everybody's going to be on hand, and well, Gary tries to peek past that smoke. He's going to be taken down, and Susp with that final kill. Eventually Yuri had to move, and Susp was ready for him. 11-11. 00Nation, after losing the opening fight, didn't lose a single man.
Yeah, and I thought they were aware of the possibility of the Oper being towards Tempo. It felt like they were, right? They boozed the first player, they used the Molotov, they flashed him in, but then they decided to peek before the flash blooms. I'm not sure who that was, but there was a molly on the fly as well. And Searson, after getting the first kill, he just waited for his teammates to strike down. A good opening, a good call, but it doesn't work out for Furia. A little bit scrappy on the execution, not great delivery. And now 00Nation getting back intact. The flash is perfect, but Susp is facing the wrong player, and Cello shoots him down. Art shuts down Bird from Sky, and just like that, Fury answered back with a quick double entry.
Oh, JDC could find more than just one. He's happy with the one for now as he backs away safely. Gary goes on the hunt for him and crosses over into the red room. Searson needs to win this battle versus Fallen, and well, Fallen just wasn't ready for the Opera to peek deep like that. As Searson goes back looking, knows Gary has crossed, wants to make sure that he doesn't get in behind JDC, because that could be completely detrimental to 00Nation's chances in this round. Nico, it's him on the aggression. Hasn't had much success at all in this game, but in a massive moment in this round, steps up with that kill, and he goes looking for just that little bit more. The reposition, Gary might not be ready for it whatsoever, just walks right into his crosshair. Nico's claimed 2, and Art on 5 HP. Surely he has absolutely no hope. He chucks the AK away as he goes to recover that AWP. And now, if he just doesn't take any damage at all, there's a small chance. But Ted, we're talking 0.5%, maybe 1% at most.
Yeah, that has to be exceptional. That has to be one of the most spectacular plays we've ever seen from Art. 5 HP, and look at how respectful they're being towards him, right? They want to make sure they don't overlook it. JDC is close enough. Nico's just going to shoot him to the back. That's a massive round from Nico. Danish won in this scenario, but still is impressive. And even though they were able to find the first 2 kills, it's a massive response, right? First from JDC towards Donut, then from Searson. And even though they have the entire map on their disposal, it felt like everything was closed out. They knew that Searson was towards CT, so Red Room and pushing in towards CT is not an option. And you lost track of JDC towards Donut in the A bomb side. So you try and go B. Nico gets the first kill. He shouldn't be winning that fight against Cello, but he does. And from that point on, he just plays it perfectly. Gary is in a massive disadvantage going for that fight, but he has no choice. He had to try and find the kill onto Nico. He had to try and get space, and it just doesn't work out. 12-11. Searson once again in a pretty uncomfortable position with an O, but he's one of those overs that can make those positions look comfortable. Art catches Sus, Nico goes down, and suddenly it's another double entry for Furia. They need to capitalize this time around, surely.
They have to, or else it really begins to fall in the favour of 00Nation. Bird from Sky with a great kill on the Yuri, and knows Cello's close. He's looking for him. The flash though completely blinds him. He has no vision, he has no sight, and now neither the 00Nation. B is under the control of Furia.
He's going for it.
JDC, he wants to get a little bit closer, but Fallen denies it, does not allow it. 22-12. He started very, very warm on that CT side. Let's not forget he had 11 or 12 kills in the first 3 or 4 rounds.
Yeah, it was 11-2.
Now he begins to step it up a little bit more. It's of course difficult to have impact on the T side as an Opera, but Fallen's doing a decent job of it. Are also causing 00Nation a headache or 2. And it's an AWP, an M4, 2 SMGs, and a 5-7 here for 00Nation. This is not pretty whatsoever in such a pivotal round. Oh, they're getting aggressive. Yuri's burning. Oh, we couldn't see. The flashes were perfect. Everybody's blind in alleyway.
Cello's gonna fight.
What's happening?
Cello has to fight. They want to fight for it. They smoked in towards door, and Cello's all alone. Fallen's decided he's not going to support him. Cello needs to try and hold on, and he needs 2 kills. Bird from Sky is going to jump towards him, and he wins the fight. Bird from Sky flying at him with an MP9 in hand, and JDC shut down Art towards middle. Jack, this is falling apart for Furia once again.
Fallen laughing a little bit there, scratching his beard. I mean, wondering what he can do in this scenario. And, you know, if you don't laugh, you'll cry. That's basically what's happening there. Because it looks like it will be tears from FURIA. This really is going to be a harsh reset of the money. 13 to 12. Yeah, it's just not pretty whatsoever. I mean,
that is crazy, by the way. They double mollied him. They needed to have 2 or 3 smokes to make sure he saved there.
He was just so blind as well, so
yeah.
He didn't know. Of course, he might have gotten, you know, like 1 or 2 sound cues, but when the flash is in your face, that's not really one of your concerns, right?
Yeah.
And now it's down to very limited utility. A smoke, a flash left after the initial util thrown. And the man that is invested in the SMG, he's been taken down to half HP. Nobody else has armor.
Yeah. Nico's utility and Susp's utility towards the lane has been exceptional the last 2 rounds. This could be 00Nation for the first time on the CT side, actually getting a 2-round lead, and that late into the game, this could be pivotal. The group of pistols towards Cave, Gary towards A main once again, and Cello waiting towards the round, but unless 00Nation overstep the mark and misplay, this should be their round for the taken.
Yuri going exploring. Might catch Saracen, but Bird from Sky has to trade at least. And the teams want to fight here. They want to try and get Fallen on that AWP, which they have done. And Fallen does strike down Bird from Sky, so there is still chances here for the FURIA boys. With 45 seconds, you need to go quick. You need to go into a site. Unless you just want to save that AWP, which wouldn't be a terrible option either.
Yeah, you're not going to have enough money for that open the next round. So I guess at this point, if you're Fallen, you want to try and find something. You want the pistols to create something for you. But with the time running low, he's going to try and lead the charge. They're going to try and attempt for it. JDC towards the back of Donut though. Does he find a kill? Timing is going to be everything here. Do they realize? No, it's going to be a field day for JDC as the easiest triple kill he's going to get today. And it's 14-0-0 Jack. This is starting to look dire for FURIA. And even with the half buy, because of the lack of a respectful loss bonus, they don't have enough money for a nice full investment. They don't have enough money for a decent enough full buy. Look at the investment here. It's 3 AKs, a MAC-10, a Galil, and the utility is just not great. You have 4 smokes, 4 flashes, 1 Molotov. That's it. It's tournament life on the line. First one gets assassinated. Art denied towards middle. 2 players have been able to get closer towards red. And the smoke for the split as well could open up a venue, but JDC's not alone this time around. He's got Bird from Sky to support him. Cello, the only rifle towards the B-bomb side, and the bomb's actually repositioning towards him. They're trying to fake this one out. Probably going to try and walk through the smoke or fall back towards middle, but Searson's posted on the angle. They need to bait out the shot, and Searson, he hasn't really been missing, has he? Gets the first one, gets the second, shuts down both Fallen and Cello, and this is going down. 00Nation up to 15, 3 consecutive match, and tournament points for the new lineup of the Norwegian organization. It's been difficult. It's been tough with the Brazilian team, winning only 1 tournament in Brazil. But you pick up a European squad, you give your trust to Bird from Sky and Pita, and all of those players in the server, and it might just be enough. 1 Galil, 1 MAC-10, 3 pistols. FURIA are trying to play for survival right now.
Desperate times now for FURIA. And how do they go about this? Art, the Galil, is sent solo over towards A, and he's kept a lot of players occupied here, but on the exit, JDC confirms the kill. However, Nico completely alone up on the site. Gary stays alive somehow, but eventually he's going to be followed. The same with Cello. The rotations are coming in. Susp is just going to lock in those kills, and 00Nation's first international title. Of course, the circumstances have to be mentioned. FURIA not playing with a full roster, but 00 Nation, of course, they won't care. That is $30,000 locked in for them. It's another EU Tier 2 tournament for Bird from Sky as an IGL, and with his new additions, the new lineup, I mean, haven't lost a game since they have been signed up to the org. Spectacular stuff.
Yeah, absolutely. When you think about the amount of redemption arcs that are in this team individually, right? JDC getting benched for Mouse, Nico being there for OG and playing decently, but he was apparently never in the conversation to actually stay long term. Searson getting benched and removed from Big and, you know, looking for other opportunities, trying to go international. It felt really awkward when they announced the lineup, right? It just felt a hyper random team to go with, but this team started to compete under question mark, really quickly was able to actually get the attention of 00 Nation, and just 11 days after getting picked up by the organization, they lift their first trophy. And you pointed out, you know, the circumstances weren't great for FURIA. That doesn't change the entire run and how spectacular it was for 00 Nation. A team that started 0-2 in the main Swiss. They were able to go 3-2, starting with an FF win, but through the playoffs, taking down Ecstatic, taking down B&E, taking down Astralis yesterday, which was absolutely crazy. And they showed a lot of mental fortitude in that Astralis game as well, right? After winning map 1, being up 13-2 on map 2, losing overpass, and still being able to come back on that nuke in the third map, that was exceptional. And today, even though FURIA were really close to capitalizing on map 1, map 2 as well was really competitive. 00 Nation were able to hold on strong. This is one that they can be really happy with. And alongside Bedboom, I'd argue that those are the two most impressive teams that are coming out of the Tier 2 space after the break, man. They've been playing some really solid CS.
Yeah, man. I mean, going into this game, of course, FURIA were going to be the favorites, but 00 Nation, man, they really have impressed me, especially, you know, bouncing back, considering, you know, man, they were 0-2 down in the Swiss stage here. To come back from that, of course, they got a forfeit win against Webster's, but then they just started absolutely slaying teams, and, you know, to be beating teams like Ecstatic, Bad News Eagles, Astralis, and now FURIA, there's some big scalps to be taken. Tier 2, Tier 1, Tier 1.5, whatever you want to call them, you know, they're big names that they're taking out, and it's so impressive. We're not surprised, of course. You know, we have seen Bird from Sky teams, you know, turn some heads, but it's still extremely impressive. And to be honest, this 00 Nation side, they're a team that you're going to have to watch out for. I'm very much so looking forward to what we see from them in the future. Of course, you know, we're going to offer our commiserations to FURIA at this time. It is always very disappointing to lose a final, but to lose it in that fashion as well, with K Serrato being unwell. Of course, best wishes to him, and we wish him a very speedy recovery. It is sad to lose that final in that way, but 00 Nation, man, congratulations to them. And also, as well, another thing, Gary for stepping in, man, you know, what a guy. What a guy.
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, cutting back to the chase, and you know what you were saying about FURIA, they shouldn't be unhappy with how things went, right? Because obviously, K Serrato spent last night at the hospital. We wish him a quick recovery because of food poisoning, for those of you unaware. So we could make an educated guess that throughout map number 1, he wasn't feeling at his best, right? And now he's back at the hospital. Those are all pretty... well, they're just really bad circumstances and things that are obviously out of the control of every single FURIA player. So I guess that's why we saw Fallen laughing even a little bit, because they realized that the position that they were in throughout this final was really unfortunate. In the end of the day, though, what we wanted to emphasize on FURIA, we're looking really sharp going into this event. I don't think that they should allow that result to actually, you know, kind of harmed him mentally and the progress that the team has been showing, because the progress has been there for sure. Even with K Serrato not being at his best on map number 1, they were still looking fairly decent. In the meantime, though, Bird from Sky, first international project in his career, and it's already looking really impressive. Congratulations once again to 00 Nation for being the champions of the Pinnacle Cup 5. Jack, it was a pleasure for me to cast this grand final alongside you. Thank you everyone for watching. We hope that you enjoyed the cast. Thank you to everyone at production. And for one final time, thank you for being with us. We're going to see you very soon. Good night to everyone.
Oh, Esport. You and I have come a long way. It was such humble beginnings. we gathered in small groups, we were professionals right from the start. Passionate, organized, and ready to rumble. We dreamed big, and surely enough, our parents supported us at every step of the way. Didn't they? Fired up by all this love, it wasn't long until we caught the scent of competition. To be honest with you, it wasn't always that easy. Joe here, he had to take on 2 side jobs to afford playing professionally. It's gonna get better, Joe. Fist bump. Some of you dared to not even call this a sport. And look where we are today. An endless stream of esports events every year. Bet you didn't see that coming, Mom and Dad. And you know what? We have been with you every single step of the way. Go on, go back. That's it. That's better. Keep going. Bring that down here. No. Keep going. Go. Roll. And cut. Cut the thing. I'm going. Where are you going? Where are you going? Hey, come back. Guys, ladies, I don't know if that's correct. No.
Dream of working with people you watch on screen. Exclusive esports opportunities handpicked just for you. Candidate profile to raise above competition. Let 10GG handle routines. Make a step towards your dream today.